All right, well, welcome everybody to the 40K to 400K formula workshop. A lot of new faces here, which is really awesome. It's good to see some new people at our workshops. And if you are new, what we do in these sessions is we cover all the strategies that we use currently to help grow our Aussie-based e-commerce businesses. And we're going to share them with you today. And there are a couple goals actually that I want to go through. But first, some must-dos, guys. For the next 60 minutes, I want you to try and put away this 60 minutes of time. Try and lock yourself away as possible. I know we got kids and things like this, and that's completely fine. But just to get the most out of the session, I want you guys to really try and give us that 60 minutes so we can get into some really good stuff with you guys. Sometimes they go to maybe about 80 minutes, depends if we're asking a lot of questions and things like that. But we want you guys to get a lot out of this today. And secondly, I see a lot of faces, which is really lovely. If you haven't already, and you can, please turn on your webcam. It's really nice to, when we speak to each other, we can see each other's faces. And lastly, all of you are already doing this, which is awesome. There's a chat function in Zoom. It's going to be a bit of an interactive session, and I'm going to use that chat box a lot with you guys. So if you're able to do that, if you know how to use the chat, just leave me a yes, so I know that we're all on board and we can get things kind of moving along. So drop a yes in the chat. That'll make sense, and we'll get going. Awesome. Yes from Bruce, Vivian, yes. Zara, yes. Joan, James, yes. Lindsay, Melissa, Kathleen, beautiful. Good. And we'll just get Jean in here. Perfect.
If you need to bring back.
All right, guys, let's just stay on mute. So I'll go through that kind of one more time quickly. So make sure you're muted. And when you want to ask a question, just drop a question in the chat and we'll bring you off mute. That way we can keep kind of the airwaves nice and clear. But there are 3 goals that I want to cover for you guys today. So 3 things I want you to walk away with. The first one is going to be how to actually get people to come to your website and become buyers, not just browsers. And this is what conversion rate and conversion rate optimization is all about. So for those of you who don't know the term conversion rate, it's completely fine. All that is basically, say 100 people come to your website. If 1 buys from you, that's a 1% conversion rate. Now, if 5 people bought from you, that would be a 5% conversion rate. So the higher it is, the better you're going to perform and the more money you can make with an e-commerce business. So we're going to tackle that today and how to achieve a high conversion rate. The second thing is going to be, for those of you who have already been running a business for a little bit and maybe you've tried to send traffic with ads on Meta or Instagram or any other platform and you just weren't able to be profitable with it, or maybe you even worked with an agency and they try to get success for your business and you weren't able to do it. There's a lot of reasons why, and we're going to tackle that and show you what you need to be doing to be profitable when you do run ads to your website. And lastly is, I really want you guys to all walk away from this session with a really clear what I have to do next to see growth in my business. So we usually break this down to 90, 180, 270, and 360-day plans when we work with our clients. For you guys, I really want to make sure that at least for the next 90 days, you know everything that you need to do to get your business off the ground and into that next stage. So a couple questions I usually hear when I speak to people about this event is basically, is it going to work for me? Now, I know a lot of people here are of different sizes, which is completely fine. So even if you're just someone who's beginning, it's going to be the same stuff we teach. It's the same principles for the people who are scaling that we actually help them with directly. So guys, don't worry if you're just starting, if you haven't got a product, or if you're already selling stuff, or if you're in the scaling phase, today is going to be very relevant for you. The second one is the niche. Maybe I'm already selling a product, is what we're going to go through going to be helpful to you. Just so you know, guys, we've worked with just about every single niche that there is out there. If it's e-commerce, if you're selling products online, we've experienced it. And yes, what we're going to go through today will be relevant to that as well. And lastly, is it relevant now? And this is a really important question that you all should be asking when you're seeking information online is what I'm about to learn going to be actually relevant right now? Is it going to work today? Because there's a lot of fads, guys, that last a little bit, but 2 years later, it doesn't work anymore. And everything that we go through, it's all about, what you call evergreen principles, things that will work no matter what time, what year it is. But also we double this up by everything that we do, everything that we teach, we actually practice that. We grow e-com businesses all day, every day, and we'll jump into that in a little bit. But everything we go through, yes, guys, it's working now and it will work for you. And the kind of person that we want to help it's pretty specific for us, honestly. This kind of information, it's going to be very helpful, but it's only going to be good in the hands of people who have a strong why, who understand why they're building a business. And this means that basically you're passionate about growing a business, or you're passionate about your product, or you're just passionate to grow a side income. Whatever it may be, The help we can give you, it's only going to be impactful if you really understand that why, if you're sure that this is what you want to do. Like, I'm not here to convince anyone that Shopify or e-commerce is something you should be doing. I'm just here to get those who want to do it and show you the best way to do it. So this is also going to be for people who feel overwhelmed. If you're new, you're definitely probably feeling this. If you've been in it for a while, you probably, you know the experience and you're used to it. But being in e-commerce can feel very overwhelming. It can feel like you're juggling 100 plates at the same time. And we really want to help you to overcome that by getting a really strategic kind of like break down the plan. Where do I need to be spending my time for my business? How am I going to grow this business specifically? And lastly is just to be very honest with us, with ourselves, is that most of the time when we're running a business, it's because we're here to make money. And we don't just want to create businesses that are all revenue, that just goes to your manufacturers, the ATO, your staff, your agencies, all this kind of stuff. We want to make sure at the end of the month, we actually have a business that is paying us. It actually gives us profit. We can take a good income from that and build a great lifestyle. So we're all about building businesses around your lifestyle and building the lifestyle that you want, not the other way around. So if you're any of those guys, then you're definitely in the right place and this should be a good session for you. But a couple of reasons why you should be listening to us. Again, like there is a lot of info around there, and we do have Paul on this call, who you can see this whole slide is about Paul. I don't know, Paul, if you want to quickly introduce yourself, and then I'll kind of keep going.
Oh, sure thing. Okay. So short version is I've been in e-commerce since 1997, started a business called Wacom all the way back then, long before Shopify even existed. So I sold that business in 2014 to an ASX listed company, probably after selling $40 million worth of products. And I spent probably $1 million or $2 million developing my own version of my own e-commerce platform like Shopify. So been in the game for quite a while. Currently run Insightful. So Insightful is my agency. We've got about 15, 20 staff there. We build about 100 Shopify sites a year. And I co-founded the Ecom Circle with Chris McLean, who you see with the world's famous mustache on this call about 2 or 3 years ago, because we sat down and we said there's not really any really good ecom coaching communities out there where you can get good advice from people who have actually run e-commerce businesses. So that's how the e-commerce was born. You could jump to the next slide if you want, Chris, as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, no worries.
Um, so as per this slide, I've worked with every niche that you can imagine. I'd probably say I probably work with easily like 5,000 brands at this point. Probably worked with 2,000 brands just in the last couple of years. I've built massive teams for myself and other businesses. I've sold pretty much everything you can imagine, and I help people sell pretty much everything you can imagine on the internet. And I like to think that I make complex problems nice and simple for them. And most importantly, like I have started all this so that, much like Chris said at the start of this, I want to help people. A lot of our clients are parents and so forth, and grandparents, and trying to build this for the important people in their life. So that's why we now do what we do as well. So to help you guys save time building, your fantastic e-com businesses rather than, as per this slide, wasting 25 years like I had to do to figuring it out. And, it's been a journey for me, and I want to help you guys avoid the pitfalls of the journey. So
Yeah, awesome, awesome. And like really, this is all just to say, guys, like exactly what we're going to go through. We use it every single day with all the other brands that we work with. And look, these are screenshots, and we'll show you some other things. But look, these are just taken from a couple of the businesses that we work with. So this is just directly from their Shopify backend. So we do work with businesses that, some people are just starting out, but we're also helping businesses that are scaling to quite high numbers. So we've got quite a lot of experience over all these different areas. And I want to go through a couple cases as well. So this is Steve from Holdcom, like a really interesting business. He sells like Holden specialty parts. He came to us and he was doing about $50,000 a month when we started working with him. And basically, like we looked at his business and speaking of like that stuff from earlier about converting more browsers to buyers, we really optimized the website to be built to convert browsers to buyers and then just tackle that digital strategy on how we're getting traffic to his website. And you can see the growth from there. We're able to take him from about 50K to, I mean, this is actually not even up to date, but it's probably even higher than this now. But like from as of this point, he was doing about 250K a month. So some pretty awesome results there. But even in this case, with Paul and Delane, these guys were running, well, they still are running Nature's Pantry. It's like a supplements kind of company. I got some of their protein powder in my cupboard actually, and these guys were doing about 8K a month, doing a lot of markets. Some of you guys are probably in markets quite a bit. I know I spoke to some of you on the phone earlier, and with them, they had this lovely product and like I need to get it out to more people. We know online is the way to go. We just don't know how to do it. So that's when we started working with them. Similar to Steve, like we tackled the website to make it convert browsers into buyers. We went really clear on the brand messaging, and we'll go through some of that later today. But also then we figured out how can we get more traffic to their website. And within about 4 or 5 months, we went from about 8K that they were doing in a month to a website that was doing about 50K a month. And at this point, they're kind of like they got kids, they're happy with the lifestyle, they don't really want to grow too much more. They're just happy with the business and what it presents them. But then even like honestly, even towards a smaller scale, right? This is Karen. She's in her 70s, not techie at all. She literally designs cups, these lovely teacups, and she used to be on Etsy, right? And she was doing about 3 or 4K a month. And same thing for her. She knew she had this great product and she had to get it out there more. And she knew Shopify and online was the way to go. And so the same thing, we helped her to build this website that was going to convey her message properly and the beautiful products that she sold, and basically get it out there into people's hands more. And now she's doing about 14 or 15K a month and loving her business and has a huge year coming up as well. And guys, even if you're someone who doesn't have a product yet, I promise you, this is still useful to you guys. This is Jade. She actually came to one of these events about a year ago. And the same thing I'll tell you about products. If you're still searching for a product, the best advice I could give you is going to be find something that you're already passionate about or you have an authority in. The same way we told this to Jade, because she was a physiotherapist. And what she did was she actually picked some products she knew people liked or people needed because of her authority already in the space. And just by coming to some of our calls, guys, listening to what we say, implementing it herself, while having a full-time job, having 2 kids at home, Jade's managed to go from literally nothing to now a business that does about 15K a month. And this is just by listening to some of the stuff, the strategies that we go through. So, guys, no matter where you are, what stage you're in, you need to know the stuff that we're about to go through, and it can definitely work for you. And I want to be very, very clear. Obviously, guys, like we've got an hour and a bit here to get the most information to you. But our goal ultimately is to work with as many of you in the long run as possible and help you become these success stories like I've just shown you. But I also want to make sure that, you've given me your hour. I want to make it as valuable to you as possible. And we'll get into the good stuff in a minute, I promise. But I just want to ask your permission now. And you leave a yes if it's okay with you, that at the end of this, after we've given all the value, that we share with you if you'd like how to potentially keep working with us. So if you're happy to hear that at the end, I just need you to leave a yes. And if it's a no, then no worries. Like no one's going to hold you here. You can obviously leave it anytime you like. You got yes from Danae, James, Vivian, Jeff, Bruce, Zara, awesome, Michelle, lovely, Dominique, lovely guys. Thank you so much. And thank you for being interactive. It's a lot easier to run these sessions when you guys are doing that back and forth, and you'll get so much more out of it. Awesome. Yes, yes. Perfect, perfect. Sorry being on mute. No worries, Bruce. We might be able to pull you off later if need be, but thanks for being around anyway. Appreciate your time. All right, lovely. Good to have you guys on board. We signed up for a website with you. Yes. Oh, beautiful. Well, you're in the right place. Sorry, I didn't recognize the name. Cool. So one thing I want to quickly figure out with you guys. So when we give you feedback, it's really helpful for me to know where the audience is at generally. So don't worry too much about the number amounts, or don't feel embarrassed if you're maybe before smaller than other people. Everyone's in the right spot here. But I want you to share with me, are you in the startup phase, the setup phase, the grow up phase, or the scale up phase? That way, when I give you feedback, I can be very specific to the position you're in. So we've got startup. So always a lot of startups, and that's fine. Startup, scale up. We got Bruce, the scale up. Awesome. Good to have you here. Startup, scale up, a couple of scale ups. Cool. Startups. Perfect. Awesome, guys. So if you ask a question as well in chat, maybe it'd just be helpful for me to, if you do ask a question, maybe give me give me which of these you are when you do ask. That way I kind of know off the bat what size of business you are at. But thank you for all being on board, and I guarantee that this is going to be useful whether you're startup or scale up. But let's get into the good stuff. So basically, the way we do it, guys, the way we get these results, a lot of people kind of just say it's luck sometimes, which is crazy because we kind of repeat this over and over and over again in every single niche. And the reason we are able to do that is because we have a system on how we do this. And the system pretty much comes down to this triangle here. So obviously very simplified, but guys, these 3 sides, basically, these are the 3 things that anytime we work with any business or anytime we teach anyone how to start an e-commerce business, these are the 3 most important things that you need to nail to become profitable and build a scalable e-commerce business. And I want you guys just to see kind of where everyone's at. I'd love to see your guesses. There's 3 things, each starting with S. I'd love to hear, what do you guys think either of those S's may be? Use the chat, have a couple guesses, and there's no silly guesses. I just want to see if anyone can get this. What are the three things that are these are the big needle moving parts to grow any e-commerce business? Have a couple guesses, guys, and I'll see how you go. Scale. Scale is the result of doing these three things, but I do like the guess, Dominique. Subscribers. Close. Simplicity. I like the idea. These are all good ideas, and they are actually smaller parts of each of these three things, but think big picture. Sales, service, satisfaction. Sales is a result. Service is definitely part of it. Satisfaction is definitely part of it too. Structure, I do like that. Systems. You're giving me a lot of good answers here, guys. So you are on the right track. If I click right once, yeah, that's not too helpful. I won't do the hangman thing, but I'll kind of put you guys out of your misery here. You had really great guesses. Products, definitely product is like the center. If we have a good product, then you need these three things. And it is your store, guys. It is your story and it is your strategy. So I'll spend a couple minutes and break down exactly what I mean by these three things. But just so you guys know, anytime if we have a business who comes to us and they say they're already doing 100 grand a month, but they want to do 1 million, the first three things we look at are these three things. And as soon as someone comes to us and says, I want to learn how to start an e-commerce business, the first three things we teach them are these three things. So, store, this is all about your website. And a lot of the time, it is very, very, very overlooked how important it is to have a website that looks and feels and uses premium. And when I say premium, I don't just mean like pretty. I mean it's easy for people to use. It's not inconvenient. It has right things in the right places. Like generally, guys, like I want you to think of it this way. Like if someone is to spend a bit, if you're a boutique Australian business, right, you got to charge a little bit more than Kmart. If someone comes to your website and they feel like they're buying from a scrappy website, but your products are more expensive, the feeling doesn't match up, right? You've got to have the website that matches that brand. And if you don't have that, if it's not built to convert, then you're going to really struggle with that conversion rate. Another side of the conversion rate, which is really, really important, is the story. Now, when I say story, I'm talking about brand messaging. And basically, what this is literally the words that go on your website. So, for example, if I'm to land on a website that sells toys, I want to know what kind of toys they're selling. I want to know what kind of kids they're selling the toys to. I want to know everything about these guys. Because again, you got to think like if you're a small Australian brand, and that's usually who we work with, are small Australian brands who have big competitors with big budgets and can spend more in advertising than you can undercut your undercut your products by selling for cheaper. How do we compete against them? Well, it's by getting very clear on the who we are, the what we do, and the why people should be buying from us, and then actually saying this in the right places on our website, but then also on our social media and also our whenever we run ads, if we do emails, everywhere we're present, even in person, making sure that we're saying the same message and it's the right message that cuts through your competitors. This is how you compete, guys. And if you're just starting a business, you need to nail this, especially if you're going to be in an industry that is saturated. And the last bit is strategy. This is basically how we consistently grow businesses month by month sustainably. Because again, when we work with people, very rarely are these people who have like just 50 grand to blow, just to, see what works and see what sticks. A lot of the time, cash flow is super, super important. And I'm sure it is for you guys too. So we need to make sure that when we build our business, that we do it in a way that is actually sustainable. We know each month we can invest a little more, and that when we do, we're going to get that return back because we've optimized the website, we've optimized our ads, we've done the brand messaging, and everything works. And again, this is something we nail again with those 90, 180, 270, and 360 day plans that we help everyone implement. So by mixing these three things, guys, this is exactly how we turn those other businesses around that we showed you before. It's how we help anyone who comes to the e-commerce circle to grow their e-commerce businesses. And it's what we're going to go through in today's session. So I know before I got some of you to link a couple of your websites, and sorry to be a pain, it's just that there were so many comments that it's going to be hard for me to go back up. But if you shared a website with me before, please go ahead and share it again. And I'm going to pick one or two. And I'm actually going to go through, I'll get you off mute. And we're going to go and actually go through these principles and apply it to your business. So we got Vivian with dog walking accessories. We got Bruce. I definitely want to look at Bruce's. That was really cool. Awesome. Thank you guys for linking them. I'll start off with Bruce. Are you able to come off mute by any chance? I can't remember what you said. I think you said you were having issue. If you can't come off mute, we'd probably do someone else.
Phone's playing up.
Phone's playing up. No.
I'll look at the supplements one too, Chris. That's a good one.
Supplements? Yeah. We
Yeah,
got the link there.
it's just very
Um,
relatable. There you go. I'll
was that
chuck it in for
Lindsay
you.
with the supplements?
Yes,
Uh,
that's me.
Lindsay, how
yeah.
are you?
Good in you.
Doing really well, thank you. Sorry, I'm going to stop the share for now. I'll get your website up and share that. But in the meantime, I'd love to hear a bit of a background. I actually did have a look at your website earlier today, funnily enough, but I'd love to hear a bit of a background to the business, what you're doing, and honestly, where you're trying to go with the business.
Yeah. So I'm Lindsay. I'm the marketing manager at AlphaFit.
Awesome.
The business I've been with the business for 10 months. The business has primarily been a B2B premium gym equipment business.
Yeah.
So making Australian made gym equipment. Great family story, success. They've had great success. We fit out all the elite sport clubs, etc. So
Yeah.
great business. And then obviously, what's more, look for growth, look for adjacent categories, and sports supplements ultimately are one of the adjacent categories. And we have just launched in October a premium sports supplement range.
Awesome.
It is all HASTA approved, so it's
Good.
not
Yeah.
just So that's the kind of the brand promise, banned substance tested versus
Yeah.
brands who just have one or two products banned substance, and then the rest is not. We also have like no fillers. We're about natural flavors, so no sucralose. All of those kind of things that upset people's stomachs, etc. So a very pure form, if you want to call it that. Kind of sports supplement line. So we've just launched, but just finding our way, obviously, through the market. It is one of those categories that are completely saturated.
Yes.
There is, we were going to launch, we've had a few hiccups, obviously, as you go. We were going to launch very much for athletes. So working on some of those partnerships in the background. One partnership has come to fruition, which will be launched in probably about a month's time. So there will be far more athlete-driven content versus what's currently there, because that's kind of the people who really care about banned substance tested are athletes or people.
Mainly athletes.
Compete in pro events, your big triathlons, all those kind of things. So
makes sense.
We're just trying to we're getting athletes on board right now. So it will change. But we've built it though in BigCommerce. I think I texted you guys the other day and said, we'll look to move to Shopify. But there's obviously been a lot of restrictions that we've learned. It was the previous team who signed the contracts. So unfortunately, when I joined the business, we couldn't get out of it. But we've built to what we think the best is at the moment.
Hopefully you're able to.
And we'll move on. But obviously looking for feedback, all of that kind of stuff. We've had feedback to say it is easy to navigate, but would love feedback, etc., on what we could improve now until we actually do a conversion later on.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's definitely stuff we can touch on here. The first thing I thought when you started telling me about the what's the association, the drug testing association, whatever that is.
HASTA.
As soon as you mentioned that, the first thing I thought is it's going to be for athletes, right?
Yeah.
And then you gave me a bunch of language that would appeal to athletes. Like things that they would want to hear when they're going to buy this product. Yeah. And this is actually, guys, this is a direct example of the power of brand messaging and why it is so important. And I'm going to touch on that brand messaging first, especially since you're stuck on, was it WooCommerce or BigCommerce, but until you can go to Shopify. The brand messaging is going to be the number one thing you can definitely change and improve on, until the change happens. And the reason why it's so important is because, like you said, and this is going to go for just about everyone on this call. I mean, share your niches if you can in the comments, and Paul will let you know if it's saturated or not. But it is a very saturated niche. And when people come in, it's like if you want them to not price shop or go to the next competitor, we got to get very direct and very clear on the kind of person that we are trying to reach and make sure we're speaking to them a way that's going to appeal to them. And basically, we've got to hit these three things that I mentioned before. When they land your website, they've got to know who you are, what you do, and why they should be buying from you and not everybody else. Because if we don't tackle that, then they will, you probably have a high bounce rate. They'll probably leave and go to your competitor and just find where they can get a similar thing that's cheaper.
Yeah.
So that's really what I want to tackle. And I'm not the brand expert here. Chris McLean actually is. So he's our head of branding. He helps most of our clients when it comes to their brand messaging. So I'll let you kind of jump in there. I'm sure you see where I'm going with all that. But Yeah, go shoot. Go for it,
Oh,
Chris.
yeah, and then there was a handoff. Nice.
Yeah.
I think where you're going is, yeah, the fact how long until you kind of get the athlete endorsements and that kind of thing, because that, as Chris is alluding to, like that is your market,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
until you're like really going after that market and speaking to that market,
yeah.
then
I'm
you're talking
hoping.
about like it's your power stack and get some free creatine, sort of in that
Yeah, I'm hoping
saturated
in
language.
2 weeks I can have the photo shoot. So it might be on Tuesday, and it might be
Yeah.
in 2 weeks' time. So it's around the corner, which is great. So
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely think if we look at the site now, for me it misses that. And as you're saying, that is the mark, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's like the two, well, it's kind of four pieces to brand, but the two big pieces is like who is this for,
Yeah,
and why should they want to buy it?
yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
So if we're here and we're just talking to at the moment, it's like anyone that's interested in whey protein,
yeah,
which is, sell. If you try to sell to everybody, you end up selling to nobody, right?
Mm.
So we want to sell to somebody. We want to sell to that specific avatar, and we're using this as a really good example. And this will be for everybody else on the call as well. These principles will apply. You want to be really, really clear on who that perfect avatar is, who's that perfect buyer. That if they came to your store, they came to your shop once a week, every week, they would buy everything. They'd buy the subscription, they'd buy the upgrade, they'd keep coming back, right? They'd be your best customer. They tell all their friends about you.
Mm.
And for you, it feels like it's that professional athlete because that's the point of difference as well. Because you
Yeah.
have that in that saturated market, you've got a little corner over here that you can carve out and go, we're not for everyone, we're for professional athletes that need to do drug testing. If you want the supplements and you want to improve performance whilst not going under the radar, but
yeah,
with supplements that are proven and proved, and you're not going to get busted for anything drug related, then we are the brand for you. And then everybody else that's not that person might go, oh, that's cool. I'll buy it because those people are buying, and I want to feel like I'm those pro, semi-pro people. But that's the core. When you build that
Mm.
core and you speak to them, you kind of pick up some concentric rings of like other people that either want to be them or like have similar qualities to them.
yeah,
But yeah, that's that thing of like who's it for and why do I need to buy it from you? If you can nail those two things, whilst also in your main headline having a killer keyword that's got heaps of search volume, that's like the art and science of headline writing. It's got a great SEO keyword in for a keyword that tons of people are actually shopping for. That's really relevant to your niche. And then you're specifying who this is for and why they should buy it. And Chris has shown a good example here of Nature's Pantry, who do collagen and protein, so a similar audience. So for them, within that huge saturated market of collagen and protein, they've dialed down on the family
mm,
because all their products are like big 1 kilo bulk packs, and it's really cheap for really cheap and really good quality. And they're a family, and they started the business because they're a family, and their kids needed protein, and they're fit and active and healthy and running, and the parents wanted protein as well and collagen. So they've built it as a family, so they focus on that family market. They're not trying to sell this to the 20-year-old gym junkie, right?
Mm.
Who's where or the yoga girls or any of that market. They're going for Aussie families. And as you read through all of their stuff and you watch their videos and their ads, it's all about Aussie families. So that's their little corner of the world that they can really own and dominate. And that's why they do it. That's a big part of why they're doing so well.
yeah,
So that makes sense for everybody because I said these principles will apply to everybody,
Yeah.
regardless of where your business is at the moment. If you're not doing these things, you're missing a massive opportunity in this first very visible part of your website.
Yeah. And it's probably a good chance for everyone to look at if you've already got a niche or you've already got a website, or if you're thinking of getting a product, you're still looking at them, just think, how can I word it to be clear like this? The clarity is what we're really after. To make sure it hits on all these notes. Like we got to know who we are, what we do. And then I'm going to touch on something else as well here, Lindsay, that I definitely think that you're going to need to do for sure. Because a big thing when it comes to building Aussie brands is like, especially a small brand, is we need to build in that trust.
mm,
Trust is a massive thing. That's ultimately, and definitely with your space where it's going to be, proved by the associations, trust is so massive. And we've got to actually give people reasons to, believe that we're the people to buy from. And the way we do this is by continuing further down. You'll see we have things like reviews baked in right to the top. Like it's a no-brainer, guys. Like what else can we say other than people love this product? Here's direct proof on that. And then we go further below and you'll see we have what I call brand trust icons. And this isn't necessarily about like a specific product or anything like that. It's not about your shipping or anything. It's about what do I represent? Why should people be coming to me to buy and not other brands? So this is where we really touch on that. For example, here is made for active families, pure and honest ingredients. It's affordable and it's clean and healthy. And it's the same way you could touch on many of those elements as well that are the selling points for your products. And you'll notice for us, when we build these websites, this is a bit of conversion rate optimization as well, guys. Before we even get into shop, right? For us, these aren't just brochures. These are like 24/7 salespeople that we're building on websites. So when they land here, we got to build that trust before we can decide to sell. So there's one shop button, but other than that, you don't see products until you scroll down, and we've already gone through all that stuff. And once we have, then we hit on the here's our most popular and profitable products, and we put them at the top because they're the things we need to send. We want to sell the most of. Which here we kind of you go into straight into your collections. Can you see where that's kind of missing that beat a little bit in terms of building all that trust and authority and like why someone should actually shop with you?
Yep. Yeah. So I think also just about example, this week we have the promotion at the top.
That would be, yeah, it doesn't help.
So that's probably one of the bad examples. But yes, we're working on that now. The only problem with the BigCommerce store, it's actually not responsive as well. So it's not as nice as Shopify, where you can put text at the top. It's very complicated. But yes, agreed. So at the bottom there, we should actually, well, we are working on reviews once again. That is in the background at the moment, but BigCommerce has issues with the widget from Yacht Pro. So yes, we're working on that, trying to get those published ASAP, hopefully next week.
Perfect.
There's one tiny thing I want to add, Chris, to this. I 100% agree. I mean, he's saying what he's saying because I've taught him to say this, but one extra little thing that he needs to say is all of the trust statements that you're making on your website. So your H1 it does two things, right? One, it gets people to your website and it's got search volume. So for example, people go to Google and they go, I'm searching for collagen and protein. So that's what search volume comes in. And then what it actually needs to do though, people need to read that and they need to go, yes, they need to agree with that. So Chris goes back to the page for a second. If I read that and in my mind, I go, I'm actually looking for clean collagen and clean protein. I'm like, yes. And then I go, oh, I'm active Aussie families, blah, 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 blah. I read that. In my mind, I go, yes. I go to the trust statements that Chris referred to down below. I read all of them. I go, yes. The more yeses I get before I even scroll on the page, the more likely people are to then continue to keep scrolling and they're going to buy your stuff, right? So it's critically important that you like label and nail the right message to the right person. And I mean, you're aware already on your existing website, it's not doing that. It's not saying like, hey, our stuff is like specifically for this kind of person as such in the H1 and in the H2. And then it doesn't have the trust statements that Chris referred to. So like if we were to look at your website and audit it, for example, we would go the H1, that doesn't get a yes. That next thing doesn't, I know this is a promo banner at the moment. And then, the next things under that should be there, such as like, what do we come in here? Like you spoke about things like performance dose, HASTA certified sports, blah, 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 all that kind of thing. Like that all needs to be super prominent and super present as soon as you say it. So to my point, people go, yep. And I mean, this is a question for everyone watching. If you get someone saying yes to you 10 times in a row in any part of your life, what are they more likely to do? They're more likely to do whatever you're asking them to say yes to, right? So if you do that, they're more likely to come along and click that big, ugly purple Shopify button and buy your stuff. So I'll add that as well, unfortunately, that you don't have that big purple Shopify button. So that's going to kill your conversion rate. But like for everybody else on the call, like that's what you need to be happening on the homepage and your product page and your cart page and all of them. So you've got a few things here. Like it's got like this page here is very ingredients based, right? So citrulline, it's got this thing, it's got that. But professional athletes and the kind of person that probably use this probably they would convert better if you made promises to them, So like, hey, once you go to a professional contest, you're not going to get disqualified because it doesn't have the dodgy stuff in it. I mean, maybe HASTA certified says that to them, but you can probably say that kind of stuff better. Like Your energy sustains longer and there's cleaner when you're coming down and all that kind of stuff, and like blah blah blah, and what all the feelings and the status and all that kind of stuff is probably missing from this page, right? Because at the moment it's a bit, you know, ingredient based. So just getting back to my point though, again, if you go, you just want to go, yes, 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 yes. That's the goal, right? So for everyone else in the future, like make sure when you're building your homepage collection and that, like do what Chris said, but make sure you're getting lots of yeses, right? And if you're not getting lots of yeses, that's why you're not getting any conversions. Do you want to add anything to that, Chris or Chris? Does that make sense to everybody?
The thing is, like every action, when we build our websites, guys, we make them in a way where I like to call them like almost idiot proof. Like it's very easy to use and it's designed to move them from the homepage to get the yes on your brand. Then they go to the collection page. They go, yes, this is the type of product I want. And then they land on the product page. And by the time they're on the product page, this is when we're then saying, yes, this is the right product for you. So basically, think of it like that, like a funnel. And you have to basically make sure each of these pages are optimized for that yes that Paul's saying. So when you build this from the start, make sure we're implementing these things. Make sure we're saying the right words, that we're pushing people to the next action. Every action that you ask of people is something you have to sell them on, basically. Is it worth it to even click your collections structure or not? And then we got a question here from, do things like trust centers, etc., websites have real merit in Australia? Are they worth exploring for? What do you mean by that? Sorry, Paul, do you know what that question refers?
Nah, I wouldn't. I mean, things like choice. Like, say, for example, if you had your product reviewed by Choice, and they've got thousands of reviews and something, and then you put a Choice logo on your website and say, hey, we had our product, peer reviewed there or whatever, and they said it's fantastic. Yeah, that's a trust signal. Absolutely. Again, like what Chris is trying to say, like you want all the yeses, and then like a product page, you also need to handle all the objections. So any objection someone has from buying from you. So for example, I'm looking at Lindsay's page here and I'm like, well, how much is shipping? When do I get it? Why isn't there a photo of some really fit, ripped, healthy person in there? Like for me, that's an objection. I want to look like, I mean, I don't look like that, but I want to. So aspirationally, I'm like, where's that? So going for the yeses, going for the objections, going for the trust. So, I mean, we haven't gone super deep on like how to optimize this page, but there's like hundreds and hundreds of elements that Lindsay needs to put on this page so that when she gets visitors to this site, like she wants to have a conversion rate that's like 8%, right? Instead of 1%. That means every 100 people, she sells to 8 of them, not just one of them, right? That's the goal with what Chris is getting to with all of this stuff, right? Otherwise, you're just burning your money. And you do that by, all the yeses and all the objection handling, all the proof and all the, I want to be like that, or I want to buy that product, or I want to feel like that, right? So there's a lot that goes into doing this properly as well.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. And I want to do a bit of a strategy plan quickly for Lindsay too. So if I go to this page, let me know if you can see this, guys. All right. So I want to get really clear on, I know, so you're the marketing manager, was it? Or the head of market? Yeah, cool. So we need to figure out like what is our next, I would like to say 90 days for you. So if you're to focus anywhere for this website, what's going to get you the most growth? Are you running ads at the moment for the website? And how's the performance looking on that front?
We get in the visits. We get a lot of visits. But as you said, conversion's not great. So so
that would be
we're definitely getting people on the pages. They're staying on the pages. But we're just not getting the conversions.
Yeah. So just by hearing that, it's obvious like you've got the money coming for ads to get the traffic. The traffic is arriving at your website, but they're not necessarily turning into customers. And I know you are transitioning when you can to Shopify. So you might be limited to what you can work on. Definitely over the next 90 days, you need to nail this brand messaging and make sure that it comes through and it gets all those yeses that Paul's talking about. That would be minimum focus, definitely. Is that you drawing there, Paul?
I'll draw for you, mate.
Yeah, perfect. So brand strategy. Obviously, this is dependent on when you're able to start on Shopify, but until then, all you can focus on is getting really nailed on this message. And once you do, that is a big component of conversion rate. And naturally, I mean, I'm sure you guys are just after growth month on month. That's going to be the only way you can get that right now without just putting more money into your ad budget. But ideally, what you want to do is really get the business to a point where the website converts essentially like every industry is different, but if you can get to like 2 to 3% for a business like this, your ads can be profitable. You can put more money into your ads every month and slowly grow it that way. But before we put more money in, A lot of people make this mistake, guys, and I don't want you to make this mistake as well. If you're just starting, before you put money into your ads or you increase your budget, really nail the conversion rate optimization side of things first. Otherwise, it'll kill your cash flow. You'll spend money and you want to get results. And is anyone here? I know there's a lot of people who are just starting, but anyone here who has like spent money on ads on Meta or any platform on Google and just not quite seen the results they're after, or like it wasn't profitable for them? Because I guarantee, yeah, Simon, DMAC, yeah, Bruce, yeah, we'll talk about you. I would love to do yours, Bruce, because you're doing it at a scale. But you can see, like, and the problem there, I'm sure, is like you want to grow the business, right? You're keen to grow the business, but every time you try and put more money into it, it doesn't come back, and then it hamstrings your ability to grow. It's the same thing. Every small business is the same. We have finite money, finite time, so the actions we do have to be efficient that way. So if you're just starting find a product that works for you, build the brand messaging, figure out the brand messaging, put the time into actually make that website something that's going to convert, and we'll show you how to do that as well. And then what you got to do is you got to send traffic. That's the equation. But don't do the cart before the horse, guys. Otherwise, you'll burn yourself, and this is what disenchants people from e-commerce when they're just getting started.
Can I add something to that, Chris?
Yeah, go for it, mate. Yeah,
I think if I heard correctly, Lindsay, you said like you got into the role and there was an existing website, right? And you've just they've gone to you like, hi, here's the e-commerce website. Do what you can do. Kind of, is that the context of what happened?
Well, the contract was signed by BigCommerce, so it was signed with an agency already, so we had to use the agency. The agency was very difficult in terms of what they could do and what they couldn't do, and we had a launch deadline, so we were up against everything, to be honest, and we kind of just had to do what we could do. So that's why. So we know there's things there that are broken, and we know there's a lot of stuff. We just had to do that. So
So I see this stuff hundreds and hundreds of times a year, like for marketing managers and roles and so forth. And they're kind of hamstrung by exactly what Lindsay said, contracts and that. I'm like, I can't get out of them. And if you relate that back to like small brand owners will come along and they'll meet me. Like, guys, I'm talking like brand newbies, and they go, Paul, I spent $5,000 on the website and I've tried for a year and it's a piece of crap and it doesn't convert. Right. And then they go, but I'm doing content and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And I said, but you're still spending money and you're still spending traffic to that website and it's never going to work. So I'm like, for those small brand owners, I'm like, unfortunately, like if I was you and this is my money, I'm like, stop spending your money on that. And as soon as you can reallocate it to come back along and fix your story and fix your strategy. Again, I know some people like just can't do that because that's where they're stuck and so forth. But for you guys that are small and for you guys that are even bigger that are on this call, like if you've got, say, a conversion rate that's under 3 or 4% and you're spending a lot of money on ads, like just turn it off, right? Or spend that money building an audience that isn't being spent to your website, right? Because you can build big audiences to your social profiles and stuff. And then in the background, fix your website and then start spending traffic. Because it's effectively the equivalent of like, I meet a lot of people and they go, Paul, like, I've got a retail shop and I crush it at my retail shop. And I go, you know why I crush it at your retail shop? People walk past you, they walk into your store, you tell them a great story, you've got a beautiful store, you make the sale. And I go, look at your website, it's crap. It looks ugly, doesn't convert. So then they go, oh, I've got it. Okay, so I've got to make my retail store my e-commerce store look and feel and sound like my retail store, right? But again, coming back to my point here, I always encourage those people, stop everything else you're doing if you can. Do you know what I mean? Because you don't want to be spending all that money going to the site that's just like leaving traffic. Because what happens is a lot of the time, say, for example, I launched the supplement brand tomorrow and I spent lots of traffic coming to my supplement brand tomorrow. I've now heard of that brand. If I went there and my first visit was crap, I'm never coming back. Do you know what I mean? It's going to take me a lot of money to get them back. So it's why you got to go fix that now, and then start promoting again. Does that make sense to everybody on the call? Like, again, I can't stress this enough. Like, you have to nail these. These are the, once you've got a good product, like that's the first thing, have a good product that you can sell. Nail those two things and then go do the other things on top of that. Make sense? Do you want to add anything to that, Chris or Chris?
No, that's pretty good. Seems like a couple yeses in chat. Awesome. And guys, if anything we go too fast with anything, or if you want something a little bit more explained, use the chat, guys. I am going to go through some questions. So Annabella, I see, where do you check for traffic on Shopify? Like Paul said in the back end, you have the dashboard that'll show you all your analytics. That's kind of where you're going to live a lot of the time. Perfect. All right, no other questions. Yes, perfect. All right, cool. Lindsay, was that helpful for you?
Yes, it is. It is.
Beautiful,
No, it is.
beautiful.
We know, as I said, there's a few things we know as a team already. So it's BigCommerce compared to Shopify is completely different, and it's very hamstrung in certain things. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff, as you're saying, just the shop now button, right? I think Paul or Chris said that. I just wish I could get a shop now button.
Yeah.
Wait. Don't feel too bad. We like I meet probably, I don't know, 100 people a month, and half people don't realize they turn it off on the Shopify site. I'm like, bro, even if you don't buy anything from me, go turn your shop now button on. I'll go, you'll double your conversion rate. And they go, real? I go, yeah, it's that easy. And then I go, but then go and put all the other things that I'm going to tell you on as well. And you're like, oh, thank you very much. So, it's applicable to everybody. So I hope everyone else who is listening to this, go make sure you've got your shop now button turned on. That's a freebie for you.
I really want one.
You know why it's so important though, right? Because people are so trained to look for that button. It's the same way they're trained to go to Amazon and click the orange button. Same way they go to Kohl's and they click the red button and they check out instantly and they go, I didn't need to think. Like BigCommerce, you know the pain that you're in already. Unfortunately, like for whatever reason, they don't have the stupid button. You know what I mean? So, but for everybody else, the big purple button Chris is referring to, he'll put a screenshot of what it looks like. So, did you want to do another brand as well, Chris? Like
definitely. Look, guys, I think we're doing well for time. If you like, we can do another one. Let me know if you'd like to see us go through another website. But thank you so much for the time, Lindsay. It was great to have you on.
I did like the Oopsie Hero one. I know it's some kind of hybrid Shopify site. I'm not sure what's going on there, but it's a cool idea. I've got a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, and I want to know more about your product. And I read your homepage and I'm confused. So here's your opportunity to try and get your brand story fixed if you want.
I think just our issue with Bruce is he can't come off mute, so it's gonna be a little hard to go back and forth. Yeah. So, guys, we have time to do another one. Drop your links again. We're gonna pick one more person to go through, and kind of apply this stuff again.
Here's your chance, guys. Well, here's your chance to get some free publicity.
UFGLX Gearbox
Sacred Bull. What is Sacred? Was tallow or something?
That's the tallow. Yes. Let's open this up. All right. Thank you. Zara, do you want to come off mute? And I know we spoke earlier today, but for everyone else, do you want to introduce your business?
Yeah. Hi, Zara. I can't come off video. I can't be on the video. I don't know. I don't have the permission.
That is okay.
But yeah, we're a tallow-based product line, predominantly skincare at the moment, but we are looking at like doing makeup and even dish soaps and stuff like that. So just we're more... Our story, I don't know, we got a couple stories that kind of mesh in with our brand, but we'll go with what our promise is.
Sure, go for it.
Yeah, it's being organic and ethically sourced, and always trying to be preservative free.
Yep.
And I've never really talked like this. Sorry.
It's okay. It's good to say it out loud, and this is how you can kind of practice it and kind of really nail it. So that's all good.
And trying to help gear people towards more homeopathic and ethically geared skincare, where it's like doesn't disrupt your hormones and
And from our conversation, I believe these kind of products have been like your family's been making them for a while now, right? This isn't like a new thing.
No. So it started 30 odd years ago with Mum trying to solve the problem with eczema in my brothers. I wasn't born yet when she started this, actually. It started as Body Rock with goat's milk soaps and skincare line that way, but now we're geared towards the beef tallow.
Yeah, gotcha. And based off, so after our session with Lindsay, what do you think that maybe you're missing that you really got to work on for this website to kind of see some improvements?
Well, yeah, you don't know it's beef tallow straight away.
Bang, bang. Yes, absolutely. That's one big thing, yeah. Anything else?
The promises aren't high enough and the products are straight away. Like they're...
Yeah, we just go straight into it. Yep.
Yeah. And I know we got lots of pretty pictures because that was what we have. Like we have like a bank load of really good pictures, but it doesn't really show the product itself. We're really telling a story and probably not really showing the product enough.
Yeah, look, I think, I mean, Chris, you can jump in here, but I think you actually have very nice images, and that's great. It's a great asset, but it's the story and the wording that's going to go along with that to kind of bring this all together, I think. But Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, I've been looking at, I see heaps of beef tallow stuff. So this is clearly something that's kind of, there's a bit of zeitgeist around it at the moment, right? It's a big thing. I don't know what the hell it is and how it works and what it does, other than it's like, it's good for your skin. But like words like 100% natural, toxic free, like that's nice. Organic, that's nice. Rich in skin loving nutrients, getting a bit there. But like, what does it do for me? If I put it on my skin, why is it better? Is it not going to dry my skin out? Is it more protective? Is it anti-aging? Will I look more handsome? Like, will I pick up more women, like,
That's not
or
possible.
men, or whatever? Like, what are will my wife find me more attractive?
The benefits.
Will I look younger, feel younger? Like, what are these things? Like, what does it actually do for me?
Mustache grows
That
better.
kind of thing is like that's the stuff I'm not. Mustache grow. Can you use it on your mustache? There you go.
We have been
That's
putting
it.
it in our hair, yes.
Lovely.
But you
Like
can make that as a statement,
that's
right?
simplified. Like, if I use it? What's it going to do for me? That kind of stuff is what I feel is. If you can nail that part for me as a shopper, I'd be like, okay, I get it now. I get the benefit of it.
Okay,
Scroll
so
up, Chris,
statements.
for a second.
Yep.
So yeah, so for example, like Chris is talking in, like there's your H1, this thing. All right, excuse my terrible drawing. I'm very good at drawing with this. There's your H1, there's a H2. Like you just gotta say, like it's real skincare made from nature and it's not made from chemicals. All these people then go, oh yeah, that makes sense. I know what it is, and then grass-fed tallow and organic botanicals that restore your skin instead of fighting it. And you go, okay, that's good. I definitely don't want chemicals on my thing. And again, we're doing this in like 3 seconds. But to Chris's point, then you want a big statement in here, which kind of says something along the lines of what I'm going to put in the chat window, and I'm going to try and put it here. Right. And then people read this. I just made this up, but beef tallow has fatty acid profile similar to humans sebum, including this acid, and serine. And this is what it does for you. And then people can go, oh, that makes sense. Like I'm putting something on my skin that is like stuff that's already in my skin, and it's not full of chemicals, and I'm going to feel better, look better, blah, blah, blah. So again, we did this super quickly. So this is a shit house, excuse my French, but you kind of always going, oh yeah, yep. Right. And then all the other trust statements that we refer to, we come down here and we put 5 more trust statements. Right. So that are again are kind of in natural language that just makes sense to your audience. And they go, yep. I know what it is now. And I feel smarter as well because I now know why everyone's using tallow and I know the outcome. Right. I know it's going to make me look better. So then they go scrolling and they go, cool, show me the button that I need to buy stuff.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yes, it does. Yes.
Yeah. And just a general crow thing, a conversion optimization thing too, guys, is again, make it really easy for someone to buy from you. Like when Paul said, where's the button to buy the stuff? There's actually not a button here to buy. After clicking the name, like just it's honestly making the experience on a website as simple as click here to buy the thing. Like sometimes that just helps a lot. And look, when we kind of design websites, there's like 300 elements that we usually make sure we include every single time we kind of build a website. And it's because these are all little functions that increase conversion optimization. They make it easier for someone to use. So little things like buttons in the right place is super helpful. The trust brand icons being in the right place, very helpful. Things like this where it's kind of just a lot of dead space. See how like I scroll here and there's a picture, kind of low resolution, and I don't get anything else from it. This is just using up real estate. So people are going to scroll and you're going to lose them by doing things like this. So for yourself, I would kind of say like for that 90-day plan, like if you're to work in this business, actually, let me quickly ask you, are you currently using any ads or anything, or have you got traffic coming to the website yet?
No, it's all organic. It's all just been,
Cool.
No paid ads.
Yeah, no, that's completely fine. That's great. That's a great place to be because in the meantime, before you get the ads going, you can work on this stuff. And when we have a website that's built a little bit better to convert, has a clearer brand messaging, then we will start looking into ads. Because here's a big difference, guys, between organic and cold traffic. So when you get organic traffic, these people are like family, friends, or they've been following your brand. They know you, right? They know what you're all about. So they're just looking for how to buy the product. So they come to the website. It doesn't matter if it's not great. They'll go to the product and they'll buy it. So your conversion rate will be better. Now, when you grow a brand, you're going to have to do ads. You have to get more traffic. It's like the most consistent way to grow your traffic. But this means you're going to have a lot of people on your website who don't know you, who don't know your story, who don't know the benefits of the product, etc. And these are the people who you have to have this really clear website that explains all these things. Otherwise, when you spend your money on your ads, the conversion rate won't be as good, and then you won't be profitable, and then it's going to be hard for you to scale. You kind of see what I mean there?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect, perfect. Cool. What else can we go through here? I think you look. Other than that, when it comes to the organic side of things, do you do markets or anything like that?
No, we don't want to do markets because we did that with with Body Rock, and
Yeah,
it's a hard slog.
it's a grind.
It's a
slog.
grind.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, we it's funnily enough, it's like a very common kind of person that we help is someone who they had products that go to markets and they're like, people want it, it's great, we're making some money, but gosh, we can't do more of it. We just can't. So we have to make the online side work, and that's where we go, okay, cool. That whole experience of why everyone always bought from you in person in the market, or even if you have a brick and mortar guys, that has to then be on the website. So you got to think when someone comes to you in person, they get to talk to you, they get to learn about the product, get a real feel for you, but then they go on the website and it doesn't say any of that. And that's where you're going to lose people. So we got to take that same experience that they would get if they were to speak to you or your family about one of your products, and then bring it online. And then once we have that, we can start thinking about a bit of traffic and getting that business growing. What is the goal for the business anyway?
The goal is just to get away from, like, get it out of our friends and family and bring it to the broader market, really. And
Yep.
it's honestly a creative outlet for my mum as well, because she
Awesome.
really loves to experiment. So it's like it's a big creative outlet for her as well.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And like the best way to get it out there more is going to be to grow the business naturally. And once you are ready to grow it, you're going to have to get more traffic, and that's where you're going to really it's going to be super important to have these things in place. So definitely, if I'm to kind of give you again the next 90 days of what to focus on, it's similar to Lindsay, except you can improve the website too. So I would be really looking at that the conversion rate side of things and the brand messaging side of things. You really want to nail those two and get them as good as possible over the next 90 days. That way, once we have that website ready to go, we can start spending a bit of money on ads and slowly growing that business month by month.
Another thing you want to chuck on there as well. Can you scroll from top to bottom for me, Chris?
Yeah, sure.
I think I'm going to see what I'm looking for anyway. But for example, like you spoke about mum starting this business, right? And mum's nowhere to be seen on the website.
Oh, she's a hard one to get in front of a camera.
I've
tried.
You've tried? Okay. I just want to mention that to people, that like people buy from people, right? I mean, I've done hundreds of millions of dollars in sales, right? And I've always made it very obvious who they're buying from. So like my walk-on business, you go to the About Us page, it's like a photo of me and the team, blah, 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 and on the homepage and my name and the blogs and da-da-da-da. People buy from people because they trust you. If they look at you and they go, I like you, they'll buy more shit from you. It's one of the biggest things I recommend to all brands. I'm like, doesn't matter what you look like, even if you go, I'm not very fortunate or good looking or whatever. I'm like, put yourself on there anyway. Put your brand story on there anyway. And Chris talks about things like, what's your origin story? Why did you start it? Why do you want to do this thing? Why? Because people will then buy into the mission of what she's trying to do. And they go, I want to be part of that. So all of that stuff forms part of your messaging and part of your story and part of everything. So I know a lot of people, especially ladies that, middle age and so forth, they go, I'm quite shy and reserved and da-da-da-da-da. And some of the biggest turnarounds I've seen is me just sitting very nicely and respectfully with them and go, put your face on your website. Like Chris could probably bring up Tea with Karen if he wanted to, sure. But like she's literally on the website and hear their story of her on the website, and she's now in her own videos. And that's the reason she's doing like 50K or whatever she's doing, right? So scroll down a bit, Chris. I mean, and this is the website Karen built herself. When we met her, she's like, I'm petrified of the internet. I bloody hate doing it. But you can see like what sets us apart. Here's Karen. Like keep going a bit further down the bottom, Chris. She's everywhere now. So just trying to condense this. Please do that moving forward. I don't know what that thing is. She must have added that bit herself, but there's another bit about her further down the page anyway. So And
story.
that's what you need to do.
Yeah, I'm wearing it down.
Yeah.
Very
Tell her
cool.
it'll make, usually the secret is, it's going to make you more money. And they go, okay, I'll try it. So use that on yourselves if you're not using it. So
Yeah,
Awesome. How was that, Zara? Was that helpful for you?
that was. Thank you.
Perfect. No worries. Thank you so much. All right. How are we doing for time, guys? I have no website, grown to 90% by recommendation. I need to expand, but stuck on how to move forward. Okay, you got no
stop.
website. Yeah, start. Yeah, definitely. You want to start with a website. Definitely make it high converting. Get your brand messaging nailed. You would be the same as what I've just gone through there, Mr. Samsung. We've got to nail those fundamentals first, and then we'll get traffic to the website, and that's how you're gonna grow. Um, awesome, cool. Well, I think we're gonna start moving on, everybody. Hopefully that was very helpful for everyone here. Of course, like if you have questions or anything wasn't clear, keep asking them below. But I do want to kind of go over some stuff and ask you guys a couple questions right now. And I want you to get a little bit vulnerable with me if that's possible. Um, I want to know, after going through these things with us, like the store, the story, and your strategy, I want you to very honestly give me a rating for yourself. Just use the green if good, yellow if and red if no, I need to fix this right now. Where do you rank yourself on each of these elements right now? And if you're running a website, a business already, you can just say this is where you think you are right now. But if you're just starting, I want you to rate this in terms of your confidence in being able to do these things, to do these principles. Where do you rate yourself? I'll give everyone a minute, but I want everyone to let me know where you stand here. DMAC, all red. Our website is none of the points talked about. We are very red. Yep. Simon, yellow, yellow, red. Yep. Yep. Danae, red, red, red. All red. No worries, guys. Yeah, it's just starting. Yellow for all. Yep. Store, red, story, yellow, strat, red from James. Jeff, red times three. Nikki, yellow. I mean, look, very humble of everyone to not have any greens. That's always, sometimes people throw in a couple greens here and there, but you guys are all very humble today. So we got Bruce with the story. I think that must be why you've been able to scale to where you're at. I wish we could have looked at yours today, Bruce. All red, all red. Vivian, yellow, green, red. Awesome. Good to hear. Store, story, strategy, stories, green. Beautiful. Awesome. So look, a lot of a mix here. Many yellows and reds. Very standard, guys. When we build websites, a lot of time it's our first time running a business or an ecom business, and we don't know what we don't know. It's very common. And you probably don't have other people in your circle who are running businesses, so you don't really have anyone to bounce off of. And it's very common. But I got one more question for you. And again, I want you to be very truthful here. If we were able to get you on the store, story, and strategy front, from whatever you were when you just let me know then, to a green on each of these aspects, if we were able to get you to a green story, green store, green strategy, do you think that you'd be able to be successful with your e-commerce business? James, yes, absolutely. Bruce, 1000% on it. Awesome. Sonia, yes, I really think so. Yes. Michelle, Slosh, yes. DMAC, I guess so. I'm a little bit more confident in that, but I appreciate it. Karen, yes. Sarah, yeah, baby. All right. Good, good, guys. Honestly, I agree. 100 by Melissa. Not 100% of my product yet. No worries, guys. Like if you're not 100% of the product, there are ways to go about that too. Maybe Samsung. Okay, cool. I appreciate a lot of you are very confident on this, and to be completely frank, I agree. The reason why I agree is because this is the exact thing that when we have anyone we work with, again, like I said at the start, if this business is already doing 50,000 a month, doesn't matter. These are the things that we look at and say, this is what we need to improve to get you to 200,000 a month. And it's the same thing we say when people are just starting and they're saying, I want to grow a business, I want to make some side income, or I just want to make it a bit bigger, potentially quit my job. It's the same things that we teach. Because if you can get green with these things, guys, you're ahead of the competition by a mile. And it's going to be what allows you to build a profitable business in saturated industries and be competitive and honestly create that freedom that a lot of you kind of want. So how to achieve this? I want to introduce our Connect program, our e-commerce circle Connect program. So at the start of this call, I asked you guys for permission. If you found it valuable, I'm going to let you know how you can continue to work with us. So I want to talk to you about the e-commerce circle real quick. The e-commerce circle, it's our private mentoring community. And I know I spoke to a couple of you on the phone earlier today about this because some of you are looking for some help. And I want to just quickly tell you about like what we do in here. Basically, this is the place where we help Aussie-based brands grow anywhere from scratch up until 6 figures per month. And we do this in a couple of ways. The first way is if you liked today's workshop, if you thought this was interesting, if you thought I was helpful to you and your business, we do about 8 of these calls every single week, live calls, obviously all recorded, and they're each on specific different areas of e-commerce. So, for example, Chris McLean's actually our head of branding. He takes the brand messaging calls. Paul's our head of conversion rate optimization. He does the conversion rate optimization calls. We have Meta experts, Google experts, email experts, anything you could ever need in e-commerce. We teach it here and we do it live on these calls for you. So basically, you have a place where anytime you want to learn, what is my next step? How do I get better at these aspects? You have a place to go and not just learn from us, but you also get chances to get direct feedback every single day from these coaches. So not only do you get access to that live calls with us, you also get access to our private community, which is held on Slack. Now, does anyone here use Slack? Let me know. Have you used Slack before? Is it new to you? Or have you used something similar? Just so, yeah, you have. Yeah. No worries, James. I'll quickly explain. No, cool. That's completely fine, guys. Do we have a screenshot in here? Yeah, we're just in the back there. So Slack is basically just like Facebook, guys, except it's really, really organized. So you'll see here, this is what it looks like when you jump into our Circle program. You'll see there's channels here along the side for brand messaging, Google Ads, Meta, conversion rate optimization, and a lot of different support channels. And this is what it looks like once you're inside. So throughout the week, as you're working on the brands, maybe you've taken one of our courses to get up to speed with how to do your brand messaging. And then you've come to one of our calls, which looks like this, by the way, guys. And then you want to work in between those calls on how to improve your business. You come to the Slack channel and you have access to about 200 other brand owners in there, all Aussie based, as well as our coaches in there. And you come here and you ask any questions you may have. And it's super simple to use. You just go to the channel and you ask questions and you get help from people who are doing this every single day. So essentially what we tried to create is a community where no matter what issue you're having with your business or no matter what type of business you're running, you can come here and you can ask questions and get answers same day and learn what is working right now to then apply it into your business. So again, these calls, it's not just like, again, it's not me just talking about like high level strategy. We get very into the nitty gritty on each specific topic. So you can see the reason we're able to do this is because we have expert coaches in each different topic. So for example, Lockie, who's our head of Meta Ads, right? This guy actually runs Meta Ads for a lot of our clients. And what we do in these calls, we actually just teach you those strategies that are working for us right now. So this is how it all stays relevant and it feeds into ourselves. Obviously, we got Paul here, who's the CEO of the business, and he's going to be there to teach you exactly how to build a website, what needs to be there when it's not, what improvements you need. Just like he did today, you can come into the call and ask questions about your website, and he'll be there to tell you. And it's the same thing for every single one of our things that we do. So like I said at the start, everything that we teach you, we actually practice this. It's basically how we ensure that what we teach is effective and going to help grow your business. Now, a lot of you have probably been thinking like, okay, this sounds great. James, Meta is drowning you, help needed. Look, this is all I can say to you, man. What you need to be is around other people who are running Meta ads or know about Meta ads. So you can go and run this by them and say, hey, man, can you take a look quickly? Let me know what's going wrong and what can I do better and how do I do better at this every single day? And that's exactly what this is. And when I was speaking to a lot of people, they're afraid that when they're looking for help, because maybe they've spoken to others or they've signed up and got bad results previously with help from other people, what's it going to cost? Is it going to be thousands? I don't have thousands. And no, the short answer is no, guys. I want you guys to have access to this as easily as possible. The reason being is that the more people that we can help to grow really awesome businesses, the more that we can work with down the track at a higher level. So we're trying to create our own success stories here by giving all this information at, honestly, guys, it's $97 a month. It's no lock-in. You pay $97 a month. And if you find that it's not helpful somehow, which I've never heard this before in my life, you can unsubscribe. But it's $97 a month and you get access to all that, all the support, all the guidance. And of course, if you want, you can also sign up for a year and get a couple months off. And then you actually get a little bit of help directly from Paul himself as well. But I want to make this a complete no-brainer for you. So there's one more thing that I'm doing, and this is a pretty big deal. So I really value people who take action and who are really, really big on, they want to change their business, they want to improve it, they want to change their lives, etc. So I'm doing a bit of an action takers bonus here. And if you can get in before midnight, I'm going to have Chris and Roxy to drop a link in the chat to connect if no one has already. Just drop a link in chat. And if you guys get in tonight before midnight, we're actually going to give you a one-to-one strategy session directly with me. And this is where we're going to sit down, much like we did today with Lindsay and Zara. And we're going to go through not just what you need to improve, but exactly how we're going to do it inside the e-commerce circle. Yeah, sorry guys. Obviously, this is from the previous weeks when we run this. Obviously, this is for tonight up until today. What even is the date today? I'm not sure. But yeah, guys, basically, we're going to sit down on this call, and it's important because there are so many things you can focus on in e-commerce. And one thing I know about our audience is that a lot of us are parents. A lot of us have kids or full-time jobs. We don't have infinite amounts of time, right? And we don't want to give you just a bunch of homework. We need to give you stuff that's actually going to work for your lifestyle. So what we do here is we get laser focused on where you're weak and what you need to focus on the most inside the circle to see the most growth as soon as possible. We call these our fast path plans. They go for about 30 minutes, and we give you the next 90 days of actionables inside the circle to get laser focused on what we need. So guys, it's $97 a month. Get in tonight before midnight and you'll get one of these strategy sessions directly with us. I can't recommend it anymore, whether you're starting. And if you're someone who's scaling as well, I know Bruce and a couple other here's were scaling, and you might think, look, the group coaching isn't really for you. Definitely on your end, you guys are going to need something a little bit more custom, and that's completely fine. What I still want you to do is I still want you inside the community because this is where we talk to all of our clients there. So I still want you to jump in. And instead, what we'll do with you is we'll use this session to speak specifically about what we can do to work directly on your business. You're probably going to need more one-to-one help. But that's the awesome thing, guys. We have a bunch of different ways to help a bunch of different people depending on your size and where you're at. The important thing is you have a place to go out no matter what issue you're having. And that's inside the circle. So if you're scaling anyway, I still want you to jump in and we'll book this call and basically use it as a strategy session. Anything, and if you do get something with us, then I'll just take off the amount that you already paid for the circle from what we do moving forward. But hopefully that's really clear for you guys. I'm here for another 10 or so minutes. Joe, awesome. I know you're in. Lovely. Thank you so much. It's good to have you. I'm going to let you guys ask away any questions you have. I want there to be no question about what's in this, what you get, what the improvements are that you can expect, and anything honestly you might be thinking. I'm going to open the floor to you. So guys who are still with me, I appreciate your time, but let me know. Do you have any questions about the circle? What would you like to know? We'll go through it right now.
I'll help you answer them through as well, Chris.
Yeah, go for it.
Great job. Talk for an hour. I'll give him a rest.
Oh, good. I see you've already been helping with questions.
Anyone have any questions about what the Connect program is inside of the circle? Just chuck them in the comments, come off mute, anything that you want.
I think that someone who's actually just joined in now.
Rod just jumped in and wasn't muted.
Okay.
I don't think that was a question.
All good.
Everyone's too busy signing up. They got no questions.
My team get you to have a look at that website and see who can help and how. Yeah, absolutely, Dominic. Look, I still recommend the same thing. Get in and basically we'll connect and then go through all those options there. But we can definitely help you with your website. So again, we run Insightful, which is our agency where we actually build websites as well. So for businesses who just need things done for you, obviously we can help there too. Are there other opportunities for one-on-ones? Absolutely. Look, we offer a wide variety of help. The program that I mentioned, it's more of a group coaching offer, but we do basically get in contact to make sure that you're on track with everything that needs to be done. But you can move forward to other one-on-one opportunities too. So any way that you're looking to get help, we can provide inside the circle.
So just for clarity too, so we help people, like I said at the start, there's two types of people that we help. First type is we want to help people get to like 40 grand a month, right? So those kind of people usually have an issue with their product, their store, the story, and the strategy, right? Which is probably half of the audience on here. Once you go past that and you go, hey, I'm at 40K and I want to get to like $500,000 a month, of which we have many clients that we've done that for, you guys have different problems. But you usually do start by you still probably got problems with the store, your story, and your strategy. And then you've probably got problems with your agencies. You've probably got problems with your team. You've probably got other bigger problems, right? So just for clarity, like the Connect program that Chris has spoken about here works for everybody. The good thing is though, even the brand new brands that are like, I don't know anything about anything, you can come along to the calls and say someone that's doing $100,000 a month, which some of you go, that's a lot. Some people go, that's not much. But they'll ask a question on the call and then you'll go, oh, I said the answer that person got on the call. When I'm big enough brand to be able to do those kind of things, you'll have that knowledge, right? So you're hanging around people that are asking good quality questions, and you go, cool, now I know how they did that, and I know the path they did to get there, right? Again, in saying that, we have many brands that are well past half, like 500 grand a month. We've got brands who earn $1 million a week. But I want to be clear that like this is not just for brand newbies, it's not just for like super advanced, it's for everybody, right? And then once you're in our community, people come along and they go, hey, can you guys actually help run our ads? Can you help us do that? Can you help us rebuild our website? Can you help us do this thing? We have the next step available for pretty much every step you guys are ever going to go through, right? So obviously Chris's presentation tonight has been very much around the big things that every brand does have. You know, like I've onboarded brands into the circle before that were doing $1 million a month. And I'm like, your website converts like crap. And they go, really? I said, yeah, let's fix like 20 things. And now they're doing $2 million a month. And they go, shit, that was great. You know, I'm mindful that you guys are like, I'm brand new, I'm not doing anything. You got to fix everything. But it always kind of comes back to the same circle. Like constantly make your story sound better, constantly make your site work better, constantly make your marketing work better. And that's what the program is. Because as you guys go from next level to next level to the next level, you'll be like, oh, what do I do now? I go, oh, hang on, like we can fix this thing 10% more this week and 20% more next week. And every time we're incrementally fixing things, you're making more money and you're working less and you've got a better business and so forth, right? Does that make sense? So
Perfect. I see. So Dominique, we've had so many experts do our website. I've lost all faith. Yeah, I do want to address that, guys. So the term expert is thrown around very loosely these days. And it is unfortunate that a lot of people that we speak to have already gone through a situation where they've invested in someone and didn't see the results. They weren't happy with what they got.
anybody with an internet connection and a good quality web camera and whatever can call themselves an expert, unfortunately. The way you counter that is go and look into what they've done. Like, you know, I'm pretty open. I'm like, I've been in e-commerce since 97. Go to the ASX and I sold my business to an ASX company. Go read the press release, right? Then go to our website and be like, shit, they've got hundreds of websites in their portfolio and they all look beautiful, right? Versus when you go find someone and they go, hey, I'm an expert and I'm on Fiverr or I'm on wherever. I'm like, cool, show me your portfolio. Show me the results. Show me the screenshots. Show me that stuff. If they can't show that, run away, right? Like we're super transparent. Like I get on sales call with, I think it was Joe and Joe who just left yesterday. And I literally said to them, your website's not good. You need to do this. And I'm like, if you did this and you did this, here's what would happen. I logged into live client websites and I'm like, look at the screenshot. They're in the same industry as you. Their website is, look at their website looks like compared to yours. And they instantly, they go, I can see the difference. And I said, this is why they're doing this revenue over the last 90 days since launching their new website. This is why you're doing what you're doing, right? So to the point though, like if you can't ask your expert to do that, do not work with them. It's the same along your journey when you start doing things like Meta ads and Google ads and everything, right? Like they're all going to pitch you different things. Like you want to make sure you go, show me proof and then give me 2 or 3 clients that I can go and talk to that you've worked with so they can go, you're good. If they can't do that, run away. Like if there's a couple of things that you take away from what I'm teaching you tonight, like, you know, vet people properly, right? So, and I'll go as far as saying there are very few experts in this space. You know, people who I would call experts, you know, like it's very few and far between. So
you ideally work with people who can prove that they do this every day. If they don't do, if they're not in it every day, then it's not going to be. The reason why we can get such good results in the circle and like we've taken people from literally no product to a 20K a month business just by coming to our calls is because the things we teach them, we are literally doing for brands and getting results with those brands doing those things. It's real strategy. And even when we build a website, it's because we've been building them like 100 a year for a long time now. So we know when things change, when things need to improve, what makes people convert, what makes them leave a website. We're on top of it. And when something different comes along, when there's something bigger and better, when AI gets even scarier and more impressive, we'll be the first ones to say, this is what you need to change. This is how you need to use it moving forward, as an example. Slush, thanks heaps, guys. Awesome, Slush. Thanks for jumping in. Bruce, I saw your message that you're jumping in. Awesome. Good to have you in there. Looking forward to talking more about your business. Dominique, how do I find the YouTube channel to get? So we'll up. Roxy, could you get a link to the YouTube channel? There's a bunch of if you just want to listen to other members interviews where they kind of talk about their experience. It's going to be there, but also we'll upload this recording tomorrow for you. So just drop a link if you can, guys. But also, obviously, there is the midnight thing. If you want that strategy session, I recommend just jumping in anyway. It's going to be $97. I'll be very surprised if you get in and at the end of the month you feel like it wasn't worth your $97. Thanks,
If
Rob,
you
for that.
if you do jump in and you don't think it was worth your $97 for the month, I will refund your money. No problems whatsoever. That's how confident we are. Like, jump in, you'll love it. And if for some reason you don't, you go, it's cool. Paul, can I have a refund? No stress. I mean, I can't make it any more easier for you guys. So
Yeah, awesome.
all right, amazing.
Thank you. I'll just keep going through some questions, Paul, if you got to hop off. My product is digital. Also, like, digital product is awesome. If you can create a digital product, that is perfect. But if you are still thinking about what products to get, I couldn't recommend more to be in a community full of other people who are running businesses. So when it comes to product ideation, the couple things you want to really nail is like, is it a good quality product? Do I have some sort of authority in this product? Can I sell it? Is it going to end up in the bin in a couple of weeks? And if it's, all those things are kind of ticked, then it's going to be a lot easier for you to sell anything. I've seen people sell literal, I'll use Cappicool as an example. Some guy who started with us a couple of years back, Will, he's selling capybara lamps and fans. It's a really strange business, but there's a niche for it, and he was pretty passionate about it. He just came and he learned how to market it from us, how to build a website, and how to run his ads, and he was able to kind of build a business that did about 40 grand in a couple of months. But the thing is, you want to be around people like that as much as possible to see what they're selling, what's a good option, what do you have, what's possible for you, and then you can start building the branding. So even if you're just starting, I still recommend jumping. It's going to get you here faster. And the same sort of niche, I'm still creating products. Yeah, no worries, Melissa. Look, the platform is not a question. It's Shopify. Again, like, we are partners of Shopify, but like, we don't work for them. We recommend Shopify strictly because it is just the best functional platform to build e-commerce websites. As soon as there's something else, we will be elsewhere. But if you're
there won't be anything else.
Yeah.
Take it from someone who spent millions of dollars making his own platform, that Shopify is so far ahead of everything else. They will never catch it.
The point of it, Melissa, the point, Melissa, is that it is the easiest to use for e-commerce.
It's easy, super easy. Yeah.
And
just for context, we have how many? I mean, I say this because ladies in this age bracket that are like over 60 love saying that I'm like not technical. They always say it to me all the time, right? But all those ladies are in there and they get there and they start using Shopify and they go, this is easy, right? So if they can, and the same for the men in the community, we've got a lot of guys that are like 60, 70.
Others, tradies.
Tradies. I'm not technical people whatsoever, but like, they go, this is easy. Like, once they couldn't make it easier. Here's your orders and here's your analytics and here's your products, and like, anyone could use it. Like, a 10-year-old could use it, up to a 90-year-old could use it, right? So a super geek, you should be able to use it then. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
So
it's just about using it properly, and that's kind of what we go through. There's plenty of people who use Shopify who just don't know what they're doing there.
Well, most people use Shopify. They go wrong when they buy a crappy theme from somewhere else, and that's where it all goes wrong for them.
So, Dominique, where do you do the $97? I will drop the link again. Roxy or Chris, please drop the link for everybody to jump in. And we'll also SMS this to each of you afterwards as well, so you have the link with you up until tonight. Thank you. Do I need to join the circle? Mr. Samsung, look, it'd be great if you jump into the circle anyway and we use that call to discuss the website. I need you in the community anyway. But if you just want it built for you and you don't really want the coaching side of things, understandable, reach out to Roxy or she'll reach out to you and we'll jump on a call and kind of go through how that all looks. If you're just looking for pure one-to-one session.
Did you mention about like the courses they get? So, for example, Chris V spoke about brand messaging, right? That was one of the first things he mentioned. Like, when you join, you literally get a course that goes for like 6 hours from Chris McLean teaching you how to do that. And that's for free. And then you get like a conversion rate course from me, and that goes for 3 hours and that's for free. And then you get a meta ads course, and then that's for free. That's all included in all of this. Then you get a creative course. So if you want to make your own ads and do your own creative and do your own social stuff, like, you get that as well. So don't tell anyone else this, but you guys could log in, pay $90, steal it all, never used it again, and you've got all that stuff. But I guarantee by the time you've watched half of that, you'll be like, whoa, I got all this stuff in my first month. I haven't even been to a call yet, and then you start going to the call, which you'll be like, geez, wish I found you ages ago.
Yeah.
So Hence, like what Chris and I were talking earlier today, and we're talking about there's a thing called churn rate, right? Churn rate means how many people leave communities. And on average, churn rate in the industry is like 60%, 50 to 60%, right? In our community, it's 4%. So no one's leaving, right? That's because Chris got a great mustache or something. We know what we're talking about. But like people come and they stay and they make friends and they learn good stuff. So
yeah, yeah. Rod, by the way, I'm 80 next birthday. Awesome, big milestone. And I've built
love
computers.
it.
Cool, but I'm shit at building. We will kind of cover that
You'll be
gap
a
in terms
wizard.
of the building. So if you can use a computer, we'll show you the how to, and we'll give you like the easiest ways to do that. Just keep in mind, the reason I used Karen as an example earlier, she's a lovely lady. She's in her 70s and is just you can ask her herself and listen to our interview. She is the least techie person that you'll ever meet.
Oh,
And look, it's just about doing the simple things and doing it really well before you're able to then just directly work with professionals who can do it for you. So that's where we're going to show you how to get as good as possible as a website done by yourself using our guidance. Karen's site can
I'll
just
put it in the comments,
yeah,
bro.
we'll link it. And like go on the YouTube channel, go watch our interview. I do a sit down interview with a lot of these clients that I would have spoken about, and you can just go listen to them. Um, and look at you can kind of see why Karen's business turned around there. She was previously on Pinterest. Def key, most likely in a couple months, need to finish. No worries, Melissa. If you want to work on inventory, go for it. I really recommend, guys, like if you've got time now to start working on these things on like say for example the brand messaging. This is a piece of work that might take you a while. So I would recommend start working on that as soon as possible. So then by the time all your line is finished, then you're kind of ready to go. You can just slap it on a website and kind of go live. If you don't have your products ready now, it's not a problem. I seriously recommend jumping in anyway, because you might come into issues, you might want to speed things up, and at least here you're going to have a place where you can go to anyone and just get the right help that you need. Um, Thanks, Chris, Paul, and Roxy. Any drop off? Hello. So, yeah, no worries. We'll see you in there, Bruce, for our
Thanks,
call.
Chris.
Simon, lovely, awesome. Karen Sites. Anything I missed in the interim prior to creating a website? How about going through Instagram and TikTok from Nisha? Yeah, look, organic marketing is definitely something we touch on. So it's really awesome. If you can find ways to get organic traffic, use these strategies, then definitely that's a great way to start before using paid ads. And we definitely recommend it, and we can definitely help you out with that too. So yes, for sure, Nisha, we'll be touching on that. I know you guys already answered a bunch of questions. Just want to make sure I'm not missing. Look, I've still got 20 of you on, which is great. I love that you're willing to spend your time with me. But it must mean that there's something else that you're looking, that you're thinking, or you have questions about anything. This is the time. You got all three of us. Very rarely do you get all three of us in the same spot at once. Ask
let's
away, guys.
let's consider this a free coaching call, right? So
Yeah.
give me like if we go around the room, I don't know, maybe like Danae, what's the number one issue you're having right now in your business? Doesn't need to be related to anything that we spoke about. Let's give you a demo of like what it's like working with us. Do you have a question?
Oh, well, I don't really have any sales yet.
Nothing?
So,
You got a site?
well, yeah, but I don't want you to look at it.
No, it's all right.
Now, now I'm like, wait, I already know what I need to fix. I mean, you
All
can
right.
if you want, but I mean, it's exactly what you've said to the other ones.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
you're clear on what you need to do though. All
Yeah.
right, cool. And you're going to join the community, right? Just give us the nod.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
All right, cool. Who's next? I'm looking at Michelle. Michelle Massara, maybe, if I pronounce that right. Do you have a question, Michelle? Oh, you're on mute. And then I go to Melissa, and then I go to DMAC, and then I go to Sonia, and then Dominic.
Yeah.
Who's going to
I
go?
know everyone who's still here, you're here because you do want to be able to grow an e-commerce business and you do want it to be successful and you do want to make money from it. So what do you feel like is stopping you right now from being able to do that?
You're right, Michelle.
Oh, right. Sorry.
There we
Sorry.
go.
We've just started like a baby boutique with myself and my daughter. And I feel like it's really slow. We've never done this before. So yeah.
Okay. Do you have a site or anything at the moment?
We do. It's called The Baby Chapter.
Oh, cool name.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. We'll bring it up.
Rod,
The
yes, I
baby
picture
chapter.
you as Santa Claus. Easy. Done.
So is this the site?
It is. Yes.
Okay. All right, a few things. So first off, turn off that pop-up so that it doesn't pop up within like 1 second. We'll make it delayed at least 4 seconds. So Mum life, but make it cool, and your arrival from Mum Cop. Okay, so it doesn't, you're not singling out who your customer is and like, or what the promise is to them, right? So for example, let's have a look here. So what's the deal? Well, let me try and figure out what I think's going on here first. So Mum
Right.
Club, late but great, Mum era. So it's a mixture of toys, but what's the deal with the mum stuff? I'm a mum. I want to show that I'm a mum, hence I'm wearing the hat. Is that the
Yeah,
deal?
my daughter does the website, but it's she said it was, yeah, I don't know. We're selling things to new mums,
Mm.
helping them with, when they give birth, I don't know, before having babies. Yeah.
Okay, all right. And you're selling kids' toys as well.
And
So
we
there's
sell
some,
you, yeah.
yeah. So there's some big confusion there, right? So my advice to you would be either do one or the other. So you either lean hard into the whole,
Yeah.
like, we sell products to new mums, expecting mums, like ladies trying to be mums, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. And you go like, we sell products for that, or we sell merch for that, or we sell stuff specifically for them. So as soon as you land on your website, like, this is what we do it for, and this is the promise we're making. I mean, if you're trying to sell like pacifiers and toys, and like there's a million people who sell like blow over
Exactly.
the
Let's
cow,
let's
because
choose
I've got a
Toybox
client
Tales,
that's
Paul. I love the way that
oh,
we did that brand messaging there.
which one?
Toybox Tales, because I think that's really going to point out, because this is
Oh, their site's
obviously.
different now though. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Let me coming back a bit though, like I think that's the first thing. You got like the mama chapter and then you got the little chapter. So
Yeah,
these are kind of products, right, for baby.
that's it. Yes.
Yeah. I personally, I would be avoiding this space altogether because there's very, very deep pockets in this space
Yeah.
that are selling what you sell, and they spend a lot of money to acquire a customer, and they're going to outspend you unless you're loaded, in which case go for it. But
Yeah.
most people aren't. But this whole mum chapter, I think there's something probably more special about that. You're heading into the mum chapter of your life and the baby chapter. Go
Yeah.
hard into that space, I reckon. That's where I would be leaning to. Not to say don't do this, I mean, some people can go, you'll meet me in 10 years. You'll be like, 10 years ago, Paul said, don't do it. I did it. And now I'm rich. I'm like, that's fantastic. It's just a hard space to go into, because I work with those brands. I've grown brands in this space from nothing to 4 million a year, 4 million a year. And I know what it takes to get there. And I know what it takes to maintain and what to spend in there. And I'm
Yeah.
like, and unfortunately, I meet like 10 more brands who want to do the same thing weekly, right? And they sell pacifiers and they sell silicon lunch boxes and they sell like plush toys, and then they start selling fidget spinners and they start selling blah, 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 blah. And I'm like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
flooded, you know what I mean? So I would go over to there. And then I still think the whole baby chapter, like the whole baby, like you're entering the baby part of your life, because
Yeah.
like I said, I got a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, and being able to go to a site and be like, I'm gonna buy some cool stuff for my wife. She's in her mum era. That
Yeah.
makes sense to me. Do you know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
making super cool, super stuff, you know what I mean? Because
Yep.
I mean, a lot of ladies probably go from there, like they get quite fit and healthy and stuff when before pregnant. Like, it's what an effort to get pregnant, obviously. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
they're in
that's
they're in their activewear era where they're going to Pilates and da da da. And then
yeah.
you have babies, and then the babies consume your life. And then now I'm in my being a mum era, right?
Yeah.
So what should I wear now?
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and then once the kids are 7 or something, they go, all right, I'll try to get back into the activewear era. So I would lean right into that. I mean, ladies on the call, correct me if I'm speaking out of tone here, but
No, it does make sense.
so, and then you can see how I'm talking about it, right? There's a whole story, and there's a whole movement, and there's a whole community, and there's a whole vibe, and there's a lot to it versus just like, hey, we sell stuffed toys and dummies and stuff that you can buy at the supermarket. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
So, and I haven't actually seen anyone do anything like that. I see a million fashion brands, and like, hands up if you know why there's a million fashion brands, because there's millions of people who wants to buy fashion. That's why
That's
everyone goes into it, and you buy the product for nothing and you sell it for a lot. And as long as you've got a lot of money, you can make a shitload of money in that industry. So like this brand could be a fashion brand just targeting that niche for that period of time. And that period of time is a good like 7, I don't know. Some people probably have like 5 kids, 3, 4, 5 kids. So it might span 10 years. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's true. Yeah.
And you go, cool, I've got them for 10 years where they're wearing our stuff. Happy
Yep.
days. Do you know what I mean? But there's always more mums coming through,
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know?
Yeah.
So that's what I would be looking at if I was you.
Well, I
That's the
think,
first thing.
yeah, I think we need help. So yeah, thank you for that.
Well, we did. I mean, so this is why you get on. So Chris said to everyone, join Connect, right? So join Connect so that you can get to go to a coaching call like this and work with us, and we talk to you. But like for a brand like yours, we might go, you know what, let's get on a call together, and we'll go, you need a new website altogether, and you go, cool, we'll build it for you. Obviously, you know, like that's something else you can buy from us. And then you
Yeah.
go, hey, we want to help you with your brand strategy. Cool. Well, that's something else we can help you with. So you buy that from us, right? So, you know, so jump on it. I'll get Chris to organise a call with yourself and I, and we'll have a chat and see how we can support you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you. That'd be great. Thank you.
Awesome, Michelle.
Who was
Just watch
next,
out
Chris?
for everyone here. Watch out for messages from Roxy. She'll be in touch with you probably over SMS or maybe on Facebook if you're looking for more direct help. Nisha here mentioned that the products would be a combo of educational and faith-based material, short suggestion for wording and the story component. I think honestly, in this case, Nisha, like I'm not a fan of just coming up with your brand messaging on the spot. It is a process that takes time, and this is one of the things that like we do teach in the circle. And like instead of just giving you a couple words that may hit or miss, I want you to go through that process. So you jump in the circle, you get access to all of our courses. One will be Chris McLean's brand messaging playbook course. This is going to show you exactly how we do it for the brands we work with, and you can start doing it for yourself because you got to ask yourself questions like, who is the audience? How do they speak? Things that like we won't know this for you, but you can really work on that. And then as you work on it, you come to the calls and the circle. You get direct feedback from us the same way we're doing it right now. But it's going to be a way better process than just like coming up with something on the spot. So definitely look, jump in the circle, Nisha. Even if you're still idealizing your products, you're going to want to be around us to ask questions, bounce information off other brand owners. Keep in mind, guys, one of the benefits of the circle is that there are about 200 other Aussie-based brands in there. So it's even better than just having coaches. You have other people who you can consistently ask questions and bounce ideas off. And like you can correct me if I'm wrong. Every time I speak to someone who's starting a brand, they always feel lonely. There's no one around them who does what they're trying to do, and you never know who to like ask questions with. So if
Yeah, we've
anyone
got very good. We got very good banter on the calls. Like there's some super cool characters in there as well. Something Chris was talking about, like your brand strategy. I just want to give you an example. Like I said, like we give. Can you see the? Yeah, you can see this. So, for example, when you get the brand communication course, like you get this is just one thing that we give you included in your membership. So this is like a whole playbook. This is someone else's, but there's a course and it asks you questions, and as you go through the questions, you fill out all of these tabs, right? So that's like, why are you doing this? Why are you in business for? Why are you passionate about it? Rah, 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 right? And then we're like, what are your personal values? So I won't go through everything here because we'll be here for hours, but you go through each of these slides and we help you go through all of them. And they're like, hey, here's the beliefs that you have as a brand owner. I want to help people with this problem and blah, 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 blah. And these are the characteristics of my brand. And this is the archetype. We teach you how to think about all of this stuff. And at the end of it, you end up here, right? You can see it's still going, going, going. But you go, oh, here's my H1 tag on my website. Here's the H2. Here's the trust statements that Paul talked about on the workshop. So you know how to do this now on your workshop, and you know how to do this for everything else you do. So like being very brief here, but like, you get the course, you watch it, you nail it. If you get stuck, you ask us in the group and we just go, it's good, but I'll do this instead. And you go, thanks very much. So this is kind of the level that we want to teach people to do stuff in the community. So it's not like, and I did this because Chris is like, doing a brand messaging for a homepage is not a 5-minute task. I can do it in 5 minutes because I've done like 2,000 of them, but doing it properly, like it takes a bit of time. And when you do it, game changer, right? So, and even knowing how to do this stuff personally, like you'll never talk about what you do as a business owner the same again. You'll talk about it at such an elevated level. So even if you're at the pub with your friends and they'll be like, what do you do? And you'll be like, I do da, 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 da. They'll be so impressed. You know what I mean? Or you're at a market, they'll be so impressed. Are you with your friends? They'll be so impressed, right? Why it's important. And then they go, oh, Dominique tells a really good story about what she does now. It's really clear. And then they go, cool, go check out her website now. So again, like when you go to the website, and then you go, for example, I'll give you, where is it? Conversion rate optimization checklist. So, for example, when we teach you to build a website, we're like, go and look at your website, and on the homepage, make sure it has all this stuff. See all of these things, you got to tick all these boxes off, right? So I'll give you all this for free. This is your homepage. So if I don't have them, add them. And if you go, this is too hard, I don't have time to do this, I go, cool, well, we can build your website for you if you like. And Chris will talk to you about how that is. And then we'll go, cool, now you've done the homepage. Now you got to do the collection page. And now you got to do the product page. But like you can see here, this is not wishy-washy stuff. This is super in-depth. Like there is 200 things on the homepage that you should be checking for. And if you have them all, what do you think happens? You sell a lot more stuff, right? So again, I just wanted to show like this is kind of the depth that we go into here, and you're never on your own. But like, here's what you need to understand. Now that you understand it to maybe 50%, go to a call, ask questions where you're stuck. If you're still stuck, post in the Slack channel. If you're still stuck, message us, we'll help you out. So you're never stuck. It's the short version, basically. Does that make sense? Is this helpful showing you guys this stuff too? Just to kind of, and again, like you get all of this as soon as you join.
I've got so one question from Dominique as well. So the calls certain time. So the calls are typically at 10 a.m. I think we're going to introduce more throughout the rest of the day as well, but they're weekdays. But this is our entire call schedule. So Dominique also asked, do you have to do this every day of the week? Like, do you have to come to every call?
No.
Short answer is no. So I want to get really clear on this, guys. The reason why we do that fast path plan call, like the one-to-one strategy call, is because everyone's at a different period of their life, a different stage of their business and their life. Not everyone has infinite hours to put into this business. And we're not here to give you impossible amounts of homework and then because you can't do it, and we say, well, we tried. Our goal is actually it's to make this doable in your work week. And the way we do this is to get really clear on, like, say you're just starting, we're going to pick this is the one thing you need to work on. And then when you finish that, then we'll tell you to go to the next thing. So say, for example, if it's your brand messaging, you can just focus on the brand messaging, just come to the call, just do that course, and just engage in the Slack channel in the community about brand messaging. And when you've got that nailed, then with the rest of your time, we'll say, okay, cool, now you've nailed this. This is great. Now let's start working on the website. So it's all about, we don't want to give you more stuff to do. We're here to condense the time you do spend in your business. And that is just by doing what is the needle moving thing for you right now. Does that answer your question, Dominique?
Yeah, like I've got two partners, and it's like all three of us need to be on board in the same.
Bring them in. That's all right.
So what do we like book a call with you?
No,
Yeah, bring them in. Yeah.
How does it work? Like,
if you jump in, Dominique, then I'll just bring your the two others. If you're in the same business, if you get in the circle, then I'll just let the others two in, and you can all come to that into that fast path plan call with me.
So what do you book a call with? I'm sorry, I'm confused. Like, you just like book a call with us?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll explain it. So there's
sure, like, how do we all get to it at the same time?
No worries. So there's a link at the bottom to join the community. I'll leave it there again. Once you've joined here, you'll get all the emails to get into the community on Slack. And once you're in there,
where's the community? Where's the in Slack?
Sorry, yeah, yes, just the chat issue. So remember that chat box at the bottom?
Yeah, so it's because that's insightful thing. The course is that insightful.
That's the one.
That's the one. So once you grab that, you can just get the $97 a month one. Then basically you'll get an automatic email to get you into the community. And once you're in there, we'll connect, and it's as simple as we'll just organize a time that works for you. You let me know what works.
Okay, so you just organize a time, and then
it's not like
let's just say, I mean, we know that. I mean, it's a great product, and we were doing really well. But
good.
Then someone took over our website. It's got completely screwed up. Our sales dropped as a result of it. We're trying to identify what the problems are.
Yep.
And I'm feeling I'm so sick of people telling us that they're experts, and I'd rather take hold of it myself and understand where it's gone wrong,
What's the website, Dominic?
It's LifeLab & Co, LifeLabandCo.com. It's a all natural sleep supplement. It's TGA approved, which all of the stuff that's on the market is not TGA approved. So we're launching in pharmacies in like a couple of months. We've just got to wait for a new batch to come out.
Yeah,
because the old batch is running out of time on it. And it's just been an incredibly frustrating process to have something good, but it's just the website has let us down because of so many glitches in it.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. Even as soon as you load the website, you get like 3 opt-in forms that shouldn't be happening. So whoever set up your opt-ins is just like killing your conversions. So that was like a Klaviyo pop-up that popped up. And then there was another survey that popped up instantly. Like you got to turn both of them off. But have a quick look here. And to answer your question, what was saying is there's 2 things you need to do. One, we'd love to welcome you to our community so you can kind of start hanging out with us and learning and so forth. And then obviously he said like, but let's get on a private call as well and kind of map out your journey. So that's free, obviously, right? So join a community, $97, stay as long as you want, leave whenever you want. But then he's like, we'll book a private call and we'll actually do a fast path plan for you and go, hey, these are the things that we think are broken. And I'll come to the call with you. I'm very happy to attend that. I don't do that very often these days.
Obviously, we've got to learn about everything going on in the business, which we can't do that for everyone on this call.
Sure.
Yeah. So we'll just do that, and I'll just get on there and be like, look, here's all your issues, and I go, here's how I would start addressing them. So I mean, the website itself looks okay. There's some brand messaging. There's lots of orange. There's a huge amount of blogs and
we'll get
blah,
super
blah.
clear and all that.
What is it? Is it like a melatonin based thing or
No,
something? Or something
melatonin is
different?
bad for you. No, it's got 7 active ingredients, different sorts of magnesium, reishi mushroom, chamomile, adaptogen. So it's the combination of ingredients that help you get to sleep and stay asleep, so that you get a lot of REM sleep and deep sleep, and you wake up feeling like really energized, not feeling like, oh my God, I need more sleep. So it's a great product. It's just, I feel it's been so badly managed for people that have been doing our website, the meta, like everything. It's just been like one thing. I just feel like
I won't disagree with you. They've completely stuffed up the way your product page should be working. So what should have happened is I'm on a collection page and here is a product on the collection page. And I go here, this should be redirecting me to a product page. I never know what they've done with this URL. It shouldn't be working like that. Right. Yeah. Again, basic things. You don't have the big orange button, purple button, like I spoke about, information about shipping should be clear, blah, blah, blah. Like we'll fix all it. We can help you fix all this stuff.
We'll go through all that stuff.
Right.
Get to the next.
Well,
thank
I'm
you
going
so
to
much.
sign up. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Oh yeah, well, that's how we work. So we'll see you tomorrow. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dominique. Rod, I'm getting Paul and Dominique having a conversation at the same time. Zoom's just doing some weird things there, Rod. It's just a Zoom thing. All you need to worry about is the link to jump in there if you want to join and get more support with us, Rod, moving forward. Melissa, what kind of cost to building a website with your company? Ballpark. I'll give you the most honest ballpark I can, because there are a lot of ways we help people build websites. We start with coaching at $97 a month. We have a product that basically gives you our entire website template that you can then use. That's $2,000 if you'd like to get that. When we build businesses, websites from scratch for people, like we have a full-scale dev team, it takes about 120 man hours to do that. It costs about $9,500, including GST. So this is kind of like that level of, are you in the place to, if you want to go fast and you want to get it done really well from the get-go and you have the funds to get that going, awesome, we can do that for you. It is a higher investment. Obviously, there's a lot more personal man hours that go behind that. But we have other options too that are really awesome in between. If you want to go a bit faster, you need a bit more techie help, but you're not ready to pay the full amount, it's called our converter kit. And what I honestly recommend is to go through all these options. I do want to speak to you personally a little bit more, so I recommend everyone just get in the circle. And again, if you do buy a website with me, I'll subtract the $97 that you pay for the circle from whatever you get with us moving forward. It's just going to be a lot better to have you all in the community, and then we can kind of have all this conversation there. But hopefully that's
someone asked me yesterday about just the exact same question you asked. I said, what's the deal with the price, Paul? And I said, well,
people so many different ways.
I said, there's 2 ways that you can build a website, right? There's either you DIY, if you have time and you want to learn and you want to DIY, we give you an option to do that.
Yep.
However, if you want it done like perfect and you want it done at speed and you want it done by experts, that's why we go recommend that one. So we're never going to get on a call with anyone and be like, buy the most expensive thing. Because some people go, I really like doing it myself. And I go, cool, you should buy the converter kit. Because the converter kit that Chris spoke about and the link that I just put in there is based off the same framework that we use to build the $9,000 websites. It just doesn't end up looking as polished, as good, right? Because, our designers who have been with me for like 10 years now will spend 40 hours designing the site, so it's beautiful. And I mean, don't get me wrong, many people have bought the converter kit who are designers and they've made it look fantastic, but not everyone is like that, right? So that's why Chris talks to everyone. It's like, just get on a call and we'll go
Yeah.
Here is my recommendation. Here's the DIY version. Here is the go
Yep.
fast version. Which one do you want to do? Here's the price, and here's the time. Here's proof of how many we've done, of which it's hundreds. Like we've sold hundreds of converter kits, we've done hundreds of websites, and we just go, no high pressure tactics. Like whatever you guys want to do, we'll do that. And then you'll go, cool. Once that's done, Paul, what do you think we should do next? I go, well, for a brand like this brand, I think Dominique's gone now, I'd be like, her website is still not good. Do you know what I mean? So first we make it good. And then I know for a fact her next step would be run meta ads. So I'd be like, go to the meta ads call and you can learn how to run your own meta. Speak to Lockie, learn how to run your meta ads. And then you go, I don't want to do it. He seems like a nice guy. He seems like he's smarter than me. He sounds like he should probably do it. You go, cool. This is how much he charges. He'll run your ads for you. Here's your budget. Do that. And people go, okay. So like, there's no pushiness in here. It's either like you can do it this way or you can do that way. And we'll go, we're here to support you, whichever way you want to go.
Even like in between all that, it's like look, the people that we bring into the community as coaches, as well as the people who we let in as members, we got this really big give back feel. It's a strictly mind my language, but a no dickhead policy. I'm very serious about that. We only want good operators who want to see others succeed. And what that means is our specialists, they're lovely people. Like they have limited time, but they will try and help as many people as possible. So if you want to have a little chat with them and see, like, get some personal opinions, they're going to be there for you to help you when they can. And the reason why we try to be so helpful for $97 is, again, I want to reiterate that our intention here is we want to make this level of support as accessible as possible, because we know just from doing it, this will help to build more successful businesses who then we can actually work with down the track to do bigger projects. So it's essentially for us, it's like creating our own client, network. We know we're going to help build some awesome businesses, and the more we do that, the more we can kind of work with you down the track. So it's in our best benefit to make it as easy as possible for you guys to succeed. So if you're worried about like the kind of help you can get, or if it's really going to work, guys, the only reason we do this is because we want to see businesses succeed. In fact, I think Paul, we had that mantra when we started this, like we want to help like 10,000 Aussie businesses to achieve their dreams. It was just a number.
100%.
And now like we got a couple hundred, so that's pretty cool.
We're pushing 300 now. So by the end of the year, our goal is like 2,500. So, and obviously, I mean, like, I'll be charging $97 a month. Why don't you do it for free? Because if we did it for free, people don't listen. People don't pay for stuff. They don't do anything with it. Right. So there's a reason we have 10,000 people in the Shopify Australia group. And then like slowly they're all joining over here, because the people that are serious spend a little bit of money to do stuff. And as they get more confident, they spend a bit more, and then they go, cool, we're making way more. Like the brands, like I work with brands now that are doing $500,000 a month, and they're run by one person with one virtual assistant, and they're making $70,000 a month. But when they started out with me, they just bought a website, and then they just bought the next bit, and then they just bought the next bit. Now some of them are spending like, 50 grand a month on ads and stuff, across Google and Meta and blah, blah, blah. And they're selling that much product, but they go, cool, man, I'm making like $80,000 net profit at the end of the month, not gross, right? But they didn't start there, but they started spending a bit more. So we're there to help you do that safely. Whereas most agencies and most website designers, they'll just go, I'll take as much money out of this person as I can until they don't have any left, and then see you later, I'll go get the next person. Whereas I'm like, like I like long-term relationships with people. You know what I mean? I want to work with you guys for the next 10, 20 years. So that's why we're like, no, we'll do it at your pace, but we want to make sure you're going in the right direction. And it's, you feel good, you're happy, blah, blah, blah.
I mean, another thing about us, Paul, is how important our name is to us. Thank you, Mr. Samsung. I still wish I knew your name all this time, but so our name is like so important in our brand. And like you'll go to the Facebook group as an example, and if we ever did anyone wrong, you would hear about it in there a lot, and you will not find any of that. Like, we're really, really big on just making sure we do right by everyone. And again, this is the only kind of person we want in that group.
You need to get one reputation, then you can't undo it. But, I don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's a couple of people out there that don't like me, but
that's because you're too honest. You're too honest with them sometimes.
I'm known for telling people what they need to hear, and some people don't like being told what they need to hear, unfortunately. So
and that's true.
Can I just ask?
Absolutely, can.
I've just like signed up in a little. I'm sorry, I've just got a new Mac, so I'm trying to learn it all at one time. My brain. Anyway,
All good.
the thing came up. It's like, watch this video and that. But do you also send? I'm so used to PC. Do you also send an email so that I can find that again? Or
Yeah, it'll send it
Yes.
straight to your email. Yeah.
Okay,
If you
so-
don't though, for whatever reason, just contact the hang on. If or any, yeah, I'll literally give you my contact. If you get stuck, just drop me an email. And
Okay.
then it'll come through to me. I've got an executive assistant team. They'll contact and they'll go, this is how you get into the
I
community.
think I've got you
So-
on my text messages anyway, Paul. So I'm gonna.
Yeah.
So my brain's in overload. If I die here, I'm gonna get in touch with you. So,
Thank you so much, Michelle. How did you find the session?
Sorry. It was really interesting.
Awesome.
I can't wait to tell my daughter about it. So
I guess same with you. I don't know if I've seen a bunch of people already sign up, but if you jump in, your daughter comes in too. Like that's kind of how we do things. So I'd love to have the youth in there too. You know, Paul's really passionate about that actually.
yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Thank you.
No worries.
No
Thank you
worries.
so much.
All right. See you
Thank you. DMAC, you've been there patiently, mate, for a long time. How'd the session go for you? Any questions on your end? So you're just on mute.
You're on mute.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we're good now, mate. How are you?
No, it was good. It was good. I spoke earlier. I don't know if it was you today or someone. I spoke to someone today.
That was me on the phone. If it was on the phone, yes.
Yeah, and also got a message from Chris.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. I sort of kind of had the intention of joining up,
Cool.
you know, before this,
Yep.
because I am in desperate need of help.
Yep.
I started sort of designing some stuff, and then I sort of thought I'll do a website, and then I kind of went down this Chat GPT Grok
Yes.
pathway,
yes.
and it's ended me where I am now, which is only a very small niche section of what I actually do.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, I'm just lost.
No
Is
worries,
your
mate.
brand the fandcoolweb.com website? Is that your brand?
Yeah, but I actually sent Chris sort of what more brand is really about, more about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chris messaged me earlier today about your brand. Actually, he thought it was cool. I've got a 3-year-old, right? And he's Chris calls him he's a unit. Vinny's a little unit because he's like 3, but he's just stocky as, right? He goes, you need to get one of these total fucking unit t-shirts for Finn. He goes, the guy's coming to the workshop tonight. I'm like, all right, buy one. So, it's interesting, like, you get random people talking about your brand. So obviously there's something in it already. Chris messaged me.
Sort of the idea was like, I'll go down this sort of niche in the Valentine market and I'll try and get my site up and try and sell some for that. But when I started putting it together, I just, it was obvious I was going to sort of miss it. And I tried, a few meta ads with the help of Grok and ChatGPT, and they just failed dismally.
Oh, righto.
Yeah.
All good. Look at
we'll have a look at your
stories. I hear a lot of these stories, and it's very normal. But like, you don't know what you don't know when you get into it, mate. So all you can do is surround yourself with people who do know it, and just learn and implement as much as possible. At least now you got a place, right, where any question you have, or you want to work in your e-com business, you got a place to go to figure out what you need to do and how you need to do it, and get feedback on it too, which is huge.
Is it all kind of 3-letter abbreviation things that you're trying to play on words? Like you've got best boyfriend ever and badass babe, and you got extra letters there, but like, is that the vibe you're going for? Because that's kind of an interesting play.
Yeah, that is, as I said, just down that niche that I thought I'll do a sort of range for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
It's not, sort of really fluffy, a little bit offensive. But
it's interesting.
I pared back the color of the text so it wasn't immediate obvious if someone's walking through a shopping center, if you know what I mean.
Man, all I can say is t-shirts sell on the internet. We've got one brand in there. Darren and Gordon, like, just a word of warning, they've got a spicy brand. So they literally sell t-shirts that are just targeted at gay men, right? So anyway, they joined the community ages ago. They bought the converter kit. They build the converter kit themselves. They go to the call. They do their own ads and so forth now. I think they posted the other day that they've done, hang on, I can check.
I haven't even seen this. This is new for me as well.
I won't show their site because it's pretty spicy.
We'll get blocked if we show that. Yeah. No.
Yeah, we will. But I want to say, we help everybody. But over the last, I think they said they've done like 200 orders now or something since joining the community.
Awesome.
So, and they just sell t-shirts. Do you know what I mean? Like they're interesting t-shirts in their space, but they just followed our systems and our processes and they're just doing it themselves. So Darren's a designer, so he comes up with cool designs and they run some ads, couple of bucks a day, and then away you go. So literally the same thing as you. So like join the community and be like, hey boys, what have you done since you've been here?
Yeah.
And they're the nicest guys, funniest dudes ever. They'll tell you, this is what we did. And then I'll like go, cool, I'll do the same thing. And then the same thing is literally going to be what I've told them to do. And then you do it. Do you know what I mean? So it's a good spot. I don't know if you've joined yet, but I would say jump in if you haven't already signed up. I can't say your name there.
No, I will. Once I'm off this, once I'm off the call,
love to hear it.
I'll sort it out.
And I do want to touch on something that it's kind of like a very big vibe of, rising tides lift all boats in the community. That's to say that if you've got a similar niche to someone else, we are not like technically your competitors in the market, but in our community, you're there to lift each other up. Like the ability to look at other people's business and learn from them. And this is the kind of feedback nature that I mentioned that we implemented. Like people are so happy to share their growth with you as well. So you come in and you know that there's brands doing exactly what you want to do. So not only do you get our guidance, but you get connection directly to these other brands who like you can bounce off of. And they're all, again, lovely people. So it's just such a plus to be in a community like that.
So the actual name of the brand I want to do isn't that one. It's actually Bliss Pilot, which is where most of my stuff is. So
okay.
I know that one there is very specific. Bliss Pilot's not up yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All good. We'll jump in, get your fast path plan, so get in before midnight, and then we'll catch up tomorrow, Friday, or next Monday, whatever.
Yeah, no worries.
We'll do all that. Sonia, you've been patiently driving for a while, I think, too. Where are you? You're like, is it a 2-hour drive, or if you can get yourself off mute, and then you just chat. Just be careful.
Might be a farmer or something, mate.
Yeah, probably working. She's out working.
And it's like 500 k's away or something. Just go into the letterbox.
Get that mute button. I gotta hear your voice. You've been so patient tonight. Almost there.
Unmute. There we go.
There we are. Bang. How are you, Sonia?
Yeah, good. Thank you. Good. My husband and I have a tool business. It's hand tools mostly, and sort of old school stuff and hardware. We are. He's run it as a field day tool shop, so he goes to field days, setups, traveling all around Australia basically.
And we've sorry, Sonia.
It's Brett's Tools. Brett's Tools. We're on Facebook, and I've started a Winks.
Brett.
Yes. Funnily enough, I was going to say we should call him Stephen just to confuse people. We've started up a tool shop warehouse. And we are just doing Facebook ads, things like that. Get on TikTok,
find your website.
Do Instagram, but it's Winks. So Facebook's Brett's Tools, and I've started doing a Winks website.
Okay, gotcha.
Just stop.
Are you open?
No.
Yeah. Stop.
Just throw it in the rubbish bin. That's terrible.
Okay. Yeah. I had an awful feeling.
Friends don't let friends use Wix.
Okay. Right.
Let me also show you something directly, Sonia. And again, by the way, Shopify, we say it because it is just the easiest. It's the best platform.
Yeah, no, that's why I hung around to find out what you thought when I said that. And arms up, and I'm like, great, fabulous.
This is Industrial Shed. Like another client that we work with, they sell tools. So it's probably like the closest thing to you, but you can see like it is one of those industries where like the branding, it's a lot clearer and a lot easier. But like, if you can nail it and get a website like this, like you guys have been around for a while, it sounds like, or
yes, yeah.
We got to just basically get a website that just says all those things about your years of experience and your authority, and specifically like what your specialty is. And we got to present it like this, and we can look at. Are you open to talking about numbers about the business? Okay, if you're not, but
can I show you some numbers? Look at this, right? So we built this website. So this is a great. I like doing this. So I met this lady, Liz, like 12 months ago, and she's like, "We've got a cool offline business. We sell tools. We've got a warehouse, and she's going to need a website." I said, "Cool, I'll build it for you." So you can see the screenshot there. When she started, $185 in sales all the way back in January. All right. Now look at this. Now look at the sales. In December, she did $221,000. You can see the growth. So $1.18 million in a year. Right.
Okay.
So when we built her website for her, it was like roughly the $9,000 price for her. We built it in like 8 weeks, and now she's doing this.
Okay.
So crushed it. She probably has the bloody biggest product catalog I've ever seen in the world. I think she has like 70,000 products or something.
Okay. We've got about 3,000, bit over 3,000 items.
You don't need more. It's not a battle. It's definitely
No, it's and we've bought up a couple of businesses as well along the way. So
awesome.
You know, it just grows. So, but yeah, just starting. I'm quitting my full-time job to go full-time into the online stuff and running the warehouse as well. And then Brett will go and do the field days. So he's got a good name. So, but yeah, we just want to change everything.
Do you
around to?
Here's something I just want to draw super quickly for people, because we didn't do this on tonight's thing, and we should. So the thing you need to think about, if you have a website that converts like crap, and it converts like crap for years and years and years, people don't think about how much money they lose, right? So for example, if here is a 12-month period, I'm going to draw it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever, 12, right? And if your conversion rate is like 1%, right, when it should be like 4, right? And say, for example, let's just say you've got 10,000 people coming to your website every single month, and you're only converting 1%, when you could be converting like between 4 to like 5%, right? You need to realize how much money you're losing month on month on month on month on month by having a terrible website. So like a good exercise I do for people is I show them, and this is probably even targeted at you a bit, Dominic, because you've got to kill a product. And I know that space could be ginormous, right? And I know you've had a shitty experience with like shitty web developers, right? But let's do some maths on this so everyone can see it. So, so I sell a sleeping aid, right? You know, I get 10,000 visitors a month to my website. What's your average price, Dominic?
$68.
Average. So average order value means what is the average size of the orders you're getting, right?
So some people will get 2 packets, some people will get 3, some people get a thing. So let's just say the average order is about, well, I don't know, $100. I don't know. Make it that way. Make it 68. Just keep it at 68. Why not?
Yeah. All right, cool. Now let's assume my conversion rate is 1%. How much money do I make monthly? This is why we bang on about this stuff so hard. You see, don't mind my spelling mistakes and stuff, but like with that level of traffic, you should be making $6,800 a month, right? Some people go, that's good, right? Now, what if we got the conversion rate to 5% and the AOV to $120? Because these are things that we also help people do. We want to actually help you improve your conversion rate and improve your AOV. How much money does this brand now make monthly? But here's going to be the kicker. So how much money do we make over a 12-month period with these new numbers versus the previous numbers? And then most people go, oh, wow, I never thought about it like that, right? But this is a light bulb moment. So you see what I did here? I'm just like 10,000 visitors, 1% conversion rate, that versus my new numbers, which is what we'll help you do. So improved scenario, 12-month revenue with the new numbers, $720,000. So you'd make an additional $638,000 a year by fixing 2 numbers. Just by fixing your website conversion rate and just by fixing your average order value. And this is before we even touched Google ads or meta ads or SEO or content marketing or video or anything. Why I'm always so adamant, I'm like, don't run bad traffic to a bad website. Like I felt sorry for the girl that's like, I'm the marketing manager and I'm trying to run ads at eCommerce. And I'm like, go on annual leave for 6 months until they get rid of the site because it's crap. Do you know what I mean? Like you see it in her face because I see that all the time.
You're stuck.
So
you're stuck. What can you
you're
do?
stuck.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I say people like even you. I mean, you could definitely buy a converter kit and DIY. You do a DIY better job than the website they've given you. You know, you could do that, or you get us to build it and go, cool. It's just the problem's gone and finished in like 8 weeks, and I've got a site that's going to work, right? So, and I say this to people, and I'm very transparent about this. I'm like, if you're going to build a serious business over a serious amount of time, unfortunately, it's going to take some serious money to be invested into it, but it'll be completely transformational.
Yeah.
As opposed to just like limping down the street with like a terrible website. Do you know what I mean? So I'm probably saying this for people who watch the replay. Maybe someone will go all the way to the end because we should have said this earlier on as well. But it's very, very important. You know, sometimes I give like terrible, terrible analogies of like, you know, at some point, you ladies, I don't know if you're married or whatever, but you know, at some point you were single and you're out there trying to find a partner. You went out into the dating world. You had a really good story about your life and you dress really well. So you converted good, right? Potentially, you know what I mean? That's what I tried to do. I tried to look good and talk good, and I found a great wife, and now I'm happily married with 2 kids and blah, blah, blah. But I didn't go out there like half drunk in my Crocs with a bad story and a bag and converted badly, right? You know, but most e-commerce websites kind of in that state. So our job is to rescue you from that happening, you know, as soon as possible, especially if you've got really good product and especially if you've proven like that your business works well offline already. Like Sonia said, you know, her partner's out there and crushing it here, there, and da 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 da. Like, cool. Logical next step for you, website. Logical next step for Dominique, website. Yeah. You know, not sure with DMAC yet. Like, it's probably a little bit early, but he should buy the converter kit probably.
We'll definitely game plan that on the fast path plan call for all you guys though. That's I think the next step. Sonia, yourself and Brett, like you jump into the circle, bring Brett to the fast path plan call with me. We'll get Paul on too, and we'll just kind of go through what the next best steps for you would be. Because I think with your business, with the backing you already have, yeah, we could definitely make something pretty big pretty quickly, you know, with what you got. So how does that sound?
Great. Awesome.
Beautiful. Well, thank you guys. I do need to run. It's 7:20. We've been on here for so long, but I appreciate all your time. Honestly, like, you know, I guess it means it was helpful for you, which is nice for me. So I'll see you all in there. It was another great session this week, and yeah, cheers.
Thanks, everybody. See us.
Thank you.
Thanks. See us.